is perfect.
Ready?
Hang on. You got all the videos pulled up?
Yeah.
We do need a permanent thing. Though.
Yeah,
This is
but
not
it'll work for now, though.
for today. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're streaming. Alright, guys, how's it going? Welcome to Three-Piece Combo.
3-piece combo. What's up, guys? What's happening? You had a good weekend, everybody.
Yep.
How was your weekend, Arham?
Pretty good. Not too bad. You know?
Oh yeah, we were together last night.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. Shout out to our boy Noman. How old is he now?
28.
Just 28.
He's older than you, huh?
Yeah, he's a year older than me. So he was tripping yesterday. Remember
Right, it was wild.
when people were trying to leave, you wouldn't let them leave?
I love his passive aggressive. It's like, man, fuck y'all for leaving early, but I love y'all though.
Send him the link to this. If you guys don't, I probably will.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do what you gotta do.
How come Fahad was in there?
I don't know. I have no idea.
That's true. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, maybe he was busy or something, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
So,
Maybe.
what about you, Maz? You rode bike today?
No.
You weren't
Wow,
geared up?
it's amazing.
Yeah,
Huh? Sunday?
morning.
Yeah.
I did yesterday.
Really
So
strapped up. I mean, I don't know.
I was tired. I mean, we came back home almost like 4:30. So what do you want me to do at that 5 o'clock?
Leave at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly. There was a ride, but honestly, I don't like riding the cruiser much, so it's not my forte. I like the Aprilia no matter what.
What happened to that? I mean, you
It's
still
about
have it.
I ordered the parts. It's on
Oh,
there.
it's not ready right now?
Nope.
Ah,
Should be ready by next weekend.
okay.
Should be back on.
How'd you like the fight? On when was it? Yesterday,
I
right?
seen little
Earlier.
clips of it, and
Yeah,
every
yeah.
clip I've seen, what's his name, Hazmat or Hazmat, however you say it.
Kamzat.
Kamzat. He had that guy in a lock, like, bro. I
You have
thought,
to see the
okay, he's
whole
gonna
thing.
tap out now.
Right.
That's all. That's the only reason he won is because he took the takedowns. But Usman is a beast. Honestly, I was going for Usman because that's my guy.
Really? Yeah.
That's no matter what. I mean, they both are Muslim, and in that case,
Did you see?
but that's my guy.
Did you see Kamzat's post fight?
Yeah, about the Free Palestine.
Well, yeah, that, and then like if you see the Russian, did you see the Russian translation in English?
Yeah. He said,
Pretty wild.
I'll go fight
He's like,
for
they give me
yeah.
rifle, I'll go like.
Yeah,
I'll
I
go
don't
fight
care
like
about
now.
dying and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Well, I didn't see that
yeah,
Russian
like, it was
translation.
wild. I'm like, damn.
I want to see it.
Like, yo, we support Palestine, but this man, salute, bro. This guy, he's ready to jump in.
I knew he
He's
said
ready to
something
jump
like
in
that. But I didn't. It was it Kamza or Islam?
Kamzat. Islam said a pretty good statement, I guess, regarding that. But that's to be given, you know. Plus, the fight was in Abu Dhabi, so like, come on, that's.
And I mean, I wouldn't expect nothing less from him though, because like you know how they're like they're core believers in like in the culture and the religion. You know, they're all about that. They don't really like the money doesn't really influence them as much as it does for people over here. You know, it's really the fame and like they're putting their country on the map that they really care about.
Right. Respect is all.
Yeah, respect. That's the best.
priority.
Yeah, that's the best. They do it for the respect. They don't really do it only for the money, you know?
Hey, money is good.
I mean, I'm sure like
Money's
money's
always
a
good.
added bonus cherry on
But
top
it's
and
not a
enhancement.
primary goal,
Yeah, exactly.
which is good, you know.
Okay.
I think that's how it should be at least. And then the second fight was crazy, bro. I mean, I just kind of felt bad for for
I
Volkanovski.
didn't because
I like Volkanovski
I like
a lot.
I liked that
I didn't want
Islam
him to
did
go
that.
down like that.
Yeah, I didn't
you
want
know?
to,
I was
but
hoping
I was
for like maybe a point victory.
I don't
or
think I've seen that
submission.
one.
Really, like submission would have been ideal, because then it just would have been decisive.
Yeah.
But you can't get more decisive than a head kick to the dome, bro.
No.
I mean, come on.
You're right.
That was a good one. Let's play some video, Mas. What you
Yeah,
got going on?
you guys keep talking for a
See
second.
some highlights.
I'm playing this one minute here.
What about Wow, what did you do today?
Nothing at all. I was Sunday, you know, fun day, just chilling at home. That's pretty much it.
I thought you were gonna get a local, like a gym, you know.
I was trying. I did my part. I emailed her. She didn't reply. It's not my fault.
Really? What did she say?
She didn't
Oh, she
reply.
didn't reply.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been nice though, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind, you know, a few days or whatever. but she didn't
for
respond.
recreational,
And you know, I told you about the other thing yesterday that didn't work out as well.
which was which
The
what
Uber and stuff.
oh yeah, the background check.
Yeah. So, there's that.
It's all good though. We're gonna try to hold us back. We're still gonna try to make it.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
Understand.
it's not gonna stop
You-
nothing. You find another way, a better way.
Yeah, you'd want somebody to pull your leg so that you can push
Exactly.
Off of them. You can
Pressure-
push off of them.
Yeah, the pressure, it needs to be applied.
Yeah, constantly for sure.
But yeah, once you get like comfortable and get like too comfortable with anything, that's not good.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's play
So what was the
video.
thing that you went to go check out? Remember you were saying that like our last stream. You
I
missed
mean,
out, by
if
the
you
way.
guys want to like talk about finish talking about this, then we talk about business,
Yeah, I
or
don't
you
know
want to
what
like
Hamas was doing.
play
I
the
think
videos
it is.
first?
So that's pretty much that, right? The fight. I mean, I think all the Russian Muslim background fighters won. Maybe like one didn't. I think.
Well,
Of
let's
course.
Listen to the videos.
That's
Let's go
good.
from there.
Representing.
Oh, waiting on you, brother. Play the
Mhm.
video.
Alrighty. Not sure why the audio is not. Oh, it's coming here.
Come on, Maz. Oh yeah, that's the video. You can't put it on the screen, huh?
Yeah.
So do that.
الله هتبردج والله اوغر بيروس دعوة موسيقى
Perfect. Now we got
هيدا
the
يلدو على
full
الوسوي
file.
جارسة فلسطين دعوة الله ريسولهم والله سخين وات هو شورتك وحق شواليت شو نقشي زا وكيرا دولدوك هتبرب ويباشخد بيعت نقاتو سوى بروبلا الله دعوة هنلير وشكات موسى
That's a bold statement to make, you know, but yeah,
Because I'm worried about my Muslim brothers.
facts. Free Palestine.
I mean, you do know that him making that statement, he pretty much lost 99% of all sponsorship.
Who
Probably
cares?
did, but
I know.
The
Right.
UFC's
Who
not.
cares?
UFC's
But,
can't,
like, look
can't
at that,
even
like,
give
that's-
sponsorships like that.
Well, you know, there's side brands.
Your side things.
You can't wear it during the event,
Yeah.
but like, you know, during your camp and all that, you could promote or do whatever, you know, your third party brands. But I mean, bro, like that's what I'm saying. Like he doesn't give a f about any of that.
And that's good. But
good,
like I
you
said,
know?
they do it for the respect, dude. And like,
Yeah, that's
and
what it is.
look at DJ Khaled. What do you think about
Bro,
that?
DJ Khaled is hiding somewhere. He's hiding in a cave somewhere.
He
Uh,
did it.
He's not
Can we
coming
cuss
out.
on our
He-
stream?
So I did see some
for
interviews
sure.
by
You
him.
should
Fuck
know.
DJ Khaled.
I saw some interviews by him, but he's just trying to. He's trying to stay quiet. He's
Bro,
not.
he doesn't
He's not
want to
addressing
lose
the.
his deals and
Yeah.
brand.
Same thing with Drake.
Because he
sponsorships and
because he's being
Well,
ambassadorship.
if you wanna go
why
there-
would Drake say anything? Drake's a Jew.
Drake is.
But
a
he didn't
Jew.
say.
But
He,
he's
he
like-
didn't.
he's
He didn't
got
say it
Arab
either way.
ties.
He could. He
Oh,
could.
yeah, being neutral is saying something, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
I mean-
What do you mean? What do you mean?
No,
like, what do you
well,
have to think about?
technically, he should have said
You're right.
something.
Huh?
Technically, he should with his voice and all, he should have said something, but he did. He decided to remain quiet on the matter.
What?
too.
Even if he were to speak, I feel like he would speak in opposition.
But he's a
terms,
Jew,
you know?
but he's not. He's not Israeli, so
I mean, he's Canadian.
he's Canadian. But he's not
That's
Israeli.
true.
But most Jews do have that loyalty.
You
toward
know,
that.
yeah.
Unless they're like Hasidic Jews. You know
Okay,
about
did you-
Hasidic Jews, right? They're like.
Well, a
you
lot
know,
of
Israel should never exist.
What
like, whatever they've done
about
over there,
do you know
like, in
about
our
the
name of
Jews'
our
birthright?
religion. Hasidic Jews in New York, by the way, they have a big rally for Palestine.
Do you know about the Jews' birthright?
Birthright? Is that the idea of Zionism? they
Something
need
like
a
that, but
country?
like Jewish people, like to go to Israel, like once their first time going to Israel, their whole trip is paid for, like flights, hotels,
yeah.
food, and
Yeah,
all
they get it
that shit.
sponsored, and then that's part of the propaganda. You know, to try to
Exactly,
give
exactly.
the kind of
yeah,
positive.
yeah.
I mean, they're not sending them to West Bank or Gaza.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
trip,
yeah.
right?
You know, that's what I'm saying.
So
well, I
there is
mean,
a little
there
bit
there
of
are a
that.
lot of Jewish condemning this too. They're
Yeah.
Yeah, and no
condemning
cap.
Israel
That's
too.
what I'm saying. Look at the big rally from Hasidic Jews in New
Yeah.
York. They're super against it.
You
They're
saw
like, don't
the-
use our
there's
All right,
rallies all
should
over.
we should we play the
saw the-
video so we can?
You guys saw the protests everywhere in all different New York and Chicago
Yeah.
here.
I mean,
in
if
all
you want,
major
put up a
cities. In,
clip.
We're
We're talking about it. You might as well put up a clip.
Well,
or
do
something.
this one first.
Well, I would have to find that one.
Versus
That's probably
Chimaev.
it, though.
Yeah.
The number one ranked UFC welterweight and number 7 ranked men's
That's,
pound for pound fighter, Kamaru,
knockout.
the Nigerian nightmare Usman,
Well,
20
let's see
3,
the
fighting out
highlight
of Denver,
for,
Colorado, looks to
uh,
deliver a statement with a big win
Usman
over
versus,
Chimaev tonight. Usman is a powerful wrestler that uses his strikes to close, which makes him looking to earn
Speed it up.
it grinding away to finish the round. Perhaps a 10-8 was used as that went down. Chimaev came out early and secured a
Peep the
takedown,
video
testing
of that.
Usman's wrestling. But Chimaev used his wrestling and
non-stop
kept
pressure.
grinding.
He's going
Chimaev
after
had
something.
Usman
He's
in
going
a
for one of
standing
your legs
choke,
at any
and
given
it
time.
was deep. And he
As
kept
he
his
should.
back,
Pressure. Look at
grinding
him.
away.
He
to
came
finish the
to
round.
destroy.
Perhaps a
Look at
10-8
that,
dominant
leg
round.
sweep that he
Round
did
2 was a
on
little
his
more
other
interesting,
leg,
with
bro. He
Chimaev
just
slowing
dropped
way down,
his
and he let off the
technique.
gas pedal. He might have wore himself out a touch. Starting round 3, Chimaev goes for a takedown, and he misses, and they are throwing in the center of the ring. Usman was really starting to find his range
Look
and
at
starting
him,
to
man.
land some
He's
serious
working.
shots.
He's
But
a
Chimaev
monster.
finally gets a takedown, but the scrappy Usman
think
gets
he's
back to his
bigger
feet
than
with a
No, but
little bit of
Usman got
time
it. Look at
and they
this.
finish
Look at
toe-to-toe
this.
swing.
Look
into
at the
the
last
bell.
round.
Khamzat
Usman was a
Chimaev
beast.
defeats
He
Usman
has
by
got to be
majority
sped
decision.
out. There's
It
no
is
way
pretty
they're
Here's my
like
final
this
foul.
fast.
Well, see, I
Originally, Chimaev was supposed to face Paulo Costa, who had to pull out due to an
Yeah,
injury, and
it
Usman
should be.
stepped in as a late-minute replacement, coming up 15 pounds to middleweight. When you prepare for months specifically for one opponent, it can be challenging shifting gears, having to
body's
face a
just
completely different
meant to
style.
destroy.
This can pose a challenge for any fighter, but
got,
tonight
like, long
Chimaev
limbs,
persevered
just enough
and found a
muscles.
way to win against one of the greatest champions.
And he has
UFC
zero
division.
fear.
Yeah.
The one
You could
concern
see it-
I
you
might
could see
have
it in
is
his
a
eyes.
5-round
That's
fight
like-
with elite
that's
competition.
everything right
His
there.
cardio could be
Yeah.
a problem. I'm sure this is
Mindset.
something they'll address. When Chimaev
Like
is
his
on his
very
game, he
die.
is a scary
Yeah,
dude.
facts.
And tonight
That's
he
what it
cleared
is.
another
It
huge
would be
milestone.
interesting to see him lose
Chimaev is
once.
night to
I
fight
like to
at
see
takedown
what was the
six.
circumstances. Maybe he'd lose points, or do you think? Where do you think his first loss comes from? Like a submission, knockout, or do you think he never
Man.
loses?
Submission is hard, maybe by points.
Points.
Yeah,
that's-
submission is very
what-
hard.
How likely he gets knocked out and that's his first loss? Do you think that's a? I mean, remember Usman was indestructible.
Yeah,
until
that's what I was
Leon
gonna say.
Edwards'
Like,
kick.
you knockout, like you don't know until it happens, you know, because like you can't prepare for a knockout to prevent a knockout. Well, I guess you can, but like I'm talking about to actually from getting knocked out by a
Right.
head, like standing a head.
Right.
Like sometimes your body might just give up and like
That's true.
you know.
Event exchange leg kicks
But
to
I don't know.
start, with
That'd be
Hamzat
interesting to see.
shooting
Or maybe
for
he
an
doesn't
urge to
ever
stand
lose.
up.
Maybe he goes
Unable
like
to get a
Khabib.
takedown at the start of round 3.
I
You
hope so.
understand? I hope so too.
And putting, you know,
I'd like
putting
to
the
see that.
religion on the map.
I like to see that.
Well, let's go into this one. This is Islam. This was a real short one, so. not
Yeah,
much
this
to
was a
say.
short work for him. I knew that Wolf
Wait.
taking in 12 days, like he really set
Volkanovski
himself
took
to
place
lose.
Saturday,
Yep.
October 21st
Also
from
the same
Etihad
thing.
Arena in Yas Island, Abu Dhabi.
I mean,
And a
look at him.
highly
He was-
That was the
anticipated
last
main
fight,
event.
by the way.
Went for
UFC
the
lightweight
legs
champion
right away.
Wasn't that the last fight?
Makhachev takes on UFC featherweight champion
this was
Alexander
the last fight, is
Volkanovski
I don't
in an
know.
electrifying
This is the
main
last
event.
one.
to
When
settle
was it
the score.
posted?
It
Let's
says
talk
two. Yeah,
Makhachev
No, I
versus
think this is just
Volkanovski.
in the video
The
that-
UFC featherweight
Right, now
champion,
this
and number
is the
2
one.
ranked men's pound-for-pound fighter Alexander the Great Volkanovski, 26-2, fighting out of New South Wales, Australia, enters tonight with intentions of getting his win back from Makhachev and leaving with the lightweight title and widely considered solid endurance. But on the other side, on the continue his
Bro,
reign
always-
by
when
defeating
you
Volkanovski
put
for a
videos, always
second
see when
time.
they're uploaded
Speechless.
and the
Comes into
event
this
when it
fight
took
with
place.
8 first
This
round
is yesterday.
finishes
It's
and
just
has
that
won 12 in a row.
since it was yesterday, there's not
Makhachev is
many out
following
there.
in Khabib's shoes,
The official
according to
ones
his
are not out
teammates,
there.
and might be
TikTok has
even
them.
more talented
I mean, we
at
just
striking,
seen,
world-class ground at a
Cam's
minus
at the-
250
That wasn't
favorite,
official, it was same
and
thing,
Volk comes
sped up,
in
it
at
was-
plus 220
it wasn't
dog. All right, the fight. And Makhachev shot for a takedown early, but Volk did a great job of stopping it. And against the cage, Volk was looking for his own takedown.
Oh yeah, this is from yesterday.
Yeah.
That's from yesterday. Look how strong Islam is, bro. He just pushed him to the back like nothing.
Makhachev was starting to find his range and landing some nice kicks. And with the blink of an eye, Makhachev threw a beautiful head kick that rocked Volkanovski,
That was it.
and he
That was
followed
fast.
Volk to the mat, raining down punches until the referee stopped the
stunned
fight.
him. And
Islam
you know, just like-
Makhachev
remember that
defeats
video
Alexander
we were talking
Volkanovski
about,
to stay the
Logan Paul
undisputed UFC
getting
lightweight
that
champion
bottom
of the
hit on his
world.
head and
Yeah.
All
then
right, here's my final
bro,
thought.
just like that.
Guys,
But
coming
with
into
the
this
leg.
fight, there was a
Kick,
lot of questions
like
for both
immediately you
fighters
saw
that
that
needed to
cut
be
and then
answered.
him open.
Which
Fuck.
fighter since their last
Like,
bout
that
has made the
was,
most improvements?
like, raw.
And once again,
I seen a TikTok
is
today
now
that says
20
Khabib
caution.
has never got a
Islam
black
will
eye,
probably
never got,
face the
Yeah,
number
never
one
lo-
guy.
only
never
lost
bled.
one
He's
round.
never
Yeah.
seen
never,
Khabib
never
make a
bled.
case for
Yeah,
Gaethje.
that's
Because
crazy.
He only ever lost one round. So that's a big deal.
What else you got?
Next one, it goes off to the other topic. But I really wanted to see him the knockout, honestly.
I don't think you're able to see that. I mean, I'm sure there's.
All right, so let's get into the business then.
Okay, so yeah, what's the deal?
All right, so everything we say here is hypothetical in the business. That's just my little disclaimer, okay?
Just the side
We just
disclaimer.
try to, you know,
We
figure out a
provide
little
no financial
hypothetical.
advices.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, say
It's
all that
for
shit,
entertainment
yeah.
purposes, guys. This is, this is not a real advice. You should consult your attorney or be accounting for that.
Or your
Not-
real estate
not
agent,
eating.
whatever. Yeah. All right, so Mike's inspection shop
Yeah.
right across the street from that was his convenience store. Have you
Yes.
ever seen it?
Of course, I walked
Yeah.
into that.
And when you
a bunch
walked
of
into
times.
there, like how, like what did
It's
it?
basically nothing except machines. Maybe
And
like
how are the machines running?
it seemed like they were people were sitting on
Okay, okay. See now,
yeah.
so far so good,
it.
right?
Right. So
That
far so good.
that land is on sale for sale.
Really, how much?
900.
Really? Mike is the owner?
No, Mike is not the owner. Mike was leasing the spot out.
Ah.
Now
he
the
owns-
convenience store is closed down
What
because
about the shop? Is the shop still?
Why did it close down?
I'm about to tell you. So Mike had to close down because the building is not, the structure is not good enough. Like there needs
Can
a lot
pass
of,
inspection?
yeah, it needs a lot of work, like plumbing work and like a lot of bullshit, like $40,000-$50,000 worth of work, you know.
Wow.
So that's why so Mike was still running it. Inspection people came and gave him some tickets and whatever for like $6,000.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
wow.
so you had to close down because I guess the
Boys in
landlord.
Houston, they don't play around, huh?
But
Guess
that
not.
area,
Look
like,
at you.
I'm surprised that fire marshals even came to that area and did an
Why?
inspection, bro. That area is like,
Doesn't matter, bro.
that
Rules are
area is
rules.
lawless.
If you got, it doesn't matter, bro. Like if you got a commercial property, you best believe it's gonna get inspected.
Yeah,
and-
maybe like once in a
permitting
few
and all
years
that.
or whatever, But over there, bro, I'm telling you, the law is not
Yeah, but
enforced
it's
as
not like
much
Wild
as.
West, bro. You're making it seem like
Not Wild
that
West.
You'd be surprised if somebody.
But
did show up.
compared to Fort Bend County, I would say the laws are enforced at least 50% less.
Okay,
You know?
that's fine.
Okay.
That's to
Still
be
got
given. It's a
shut
big
down.
city.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, because it's a big city,
there's
and
a lot going on,
there's a
so-
lot going on. Precisely. So that lot is 0.7 acres,
Okay.
0.77 acres actually,
Wow, 0.77
for
acres.
900.
So not even a full acre.
Not even a full acre.
But it's such a ghetto place. What
It's
are you
such a
gonna?
ghetto place.
What will you make over
gas
there?
station.
Why not like a laundromat? That would be a perfect spot.
There's
for a laundromat.
laundromats over there, I think, in that area.
And again, it's the laundromat is another $1 million.
Yeah,
on top.
exactly. We looked into that.
But it would
so-
actually work perfectly over there. That
Well, it would have
area.
worked in that other
That
location
very-
even better, which would be a much less cost to us.
Sure.
Okay, so
You're right. No argument for me.
okay, yeah.
You're
So
right,
there.
you're right.
Okay, look, a block down, maybe like half a mile down, there's a Shell gas station. You could look at it on Google Maps every year, like for 3, 4, 5 years. You could look at it. Always busy, always packed. Almost every pump busy, like 5, 6 other cars. There's a food barbecue place, not a barbecue place, like a barbecue truck
Okay.
standing there that probably pays him rent, and people walking in. Like there was already like 5, 6 people like walking in when me and Baran pulled up, and then like while we were leaving, there's like 2, 3 more people walking in. That area has a lot of walking traffic,
Right.
bro. So that store was like packed. Like not on the machine though. Like everything else, it was packed. Okay, so that's a good sign because like down the street, the gas station is popping, whatever.
Okay.
Okay, and then I talked to Mike, and then Mike was
So
like,
Mike abandoned this place already, or
he's at the inspection place right now, but he already abandoned the
so he
convenience
already
store.
forfeited his lease
Yes.
to that spot.
Yeah, and he said he tried to buy it too, but like he didn't get approved for the loan because of his like shit,
Okay.
like his credit and whatnot.
Now,
I guess.
So what's your plan? Who you've talked to? And
Well,
what's your
I
deal?
can't say that on stream, but like
okay.
I could tell you off stream,
Okay.
But like in the hypothetical scenario, it could be like
A gas station.
yeah, a gas station
Okay.
with like let's say 4 or 5 partners
And
or something
what's
like
the
that.
expense on the acquisition and
So-
development and all that?
So the the hypothetical offer that can be given to the person, the landlord, which already like has been, like we already talked to the landlord about that, is 800.
800.
Yeah. So
Do you know
800.
what is it appraised at currently?
I do not know what it is.
It's
appraised
probably a
at
lot
currently.
less than that though, considering that area.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that area is
okay.
not bad.
Mike himself says that it's $1 million spot just based off the machines. He said that himself. He said he had 5 in the front, 3 in the back, and they used to be jumping all the time. Those are Mike's own words, and Baran was witness.
I was looking
Wow.
for places to actually just set up shop around here
Yeah.
too. But
Like
we
shop?
said not buy it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
shop?
No, like for that.
Like for we are.
Okay.
I mean, don't.
Why would you?
Like
Okay.
yeah, I mean, why would you?
Okay. My bad. I just
Okay.
not confused. I just needed clarity. That's all. My bad.
You've been needing too much
Get
clarity.
clarity off camera. Write it down somewhere.
Okay, yeah.
Alright.
So okay, so we checked out
guys.
we checked out some spaces or some places around there, like the convenience stores and stuff, because there's a lot of convenience stores in that area. So one of the convenience store, like the one right across, it's not too jumping, but the beauty salon next to, not beauty salon, beauty supply store next to it was jumping, like jumping. And the convenience store looked like it does all right too. And then convenience store, like you know that little golf or Mike's, the small gas station that comes like
Before that, on the left-hand
before
side.
that on the left hand side,
Okay.
exactly, bro. That shit was jumping,
Mm.
jumping. I'm talking about no room to park.
At the inspection place?
No,
No, man,
So-
the store before
Oh, that one.
that location. On the
That
left-hand
area
side.
does look like it's that type. though.
jumping. Okay, no place to park type, and machines are running over there.
Okay, well, what's the
Customers are
downside?
coming.
What's the downside?
The downside is that
It's a bad area.
It's a
well,
horrible
that's
area.
where the money is made in
But it
the
also
in
has
the
the opposite effect.
in the
too.
area. Well,
You're always gonna get robberies.
Yeah.
Theft is gonna be common.
well, I could
You
name
might
you.
like lose a lot of money.
I could name
in
you some
that.
stuff that'll make up for it, but I don't want to say it on camera.
Okay.
Okay, so that store is jumping, right? Like that little small store jumping, popping, everything, all that shit. And then we go there, we check it out, and like everything is booming on there. Gas, all like 2 MPDs, but 4 sides, all filled up. Customers are all filled up. Customers parking besides the pump and shit. You know, like no.
Okay, but let's say realistically, if you do it, there's a big demo cost to it,
Okay,
and then
it's
all
not
the
a
stuff.
big demo cost. It's
It's-
like maybe
So what
100,
do you,
150.
What's your plan like to overall? What's the overall?
I'd say
cap
about
that you
2.
need? 2?
Yeah, maybe 2.5.
I think like 3.
Okay, even 3, not too bad, doable.
And then what kind of mortgage you're looking at, and to satisfy that?
Oh, I'm not really
You'd be
sure.
looking at like
Yeah,
at least
well, you gotta do your due
25, 30
diligence on that.
Why am I?
You gotta do your due
25, 30
diligence on
Gs.
that. You gotta do your due diligence on that and look into that. You know, if it makes sense according to the IMST survey and whatnot. But and then we go more further down, and then we see on the left like there's a place that's like jumping, right? So we go over there. I make a U-turn. I go over there. There's like 12 people just standing outside that store, and like they're playing cards outside.
Yeah, well, I don't like that though. I don't like that though.
They're playing
That's bad
cards
for the
outside,
brand.
and
That's
then
bad for business.
well,
That
I mean,
is.
that's not
That's-
going.
it's
That's
bad
not
for the
no.
brand, bro.
That's not going on.
It's intimidating for the customer.
Right, but that's not going
I'd
on
never
in the
pull
gas
up.
stations.
But
That's
you,
going
it's
on
not
in the
that
convenience
place is
stores.
not for people like you. It's for people from
Well,
that area.
regardless, bro. Like at the end
That-
of the day, I don't want to like cut my own, income, potential income from coming in. I don't want to cut it.
Like you're
But
not,
that
you're not
area won't have
understanding though.
people like
That's
you.
not. That's not even what's gonna happen at our business because, at our hypothetical
so you're
business
relying your
because.
time all on the other sauce, on the residual sauce.
No, I'm not because the Shell gas station it wasn't like that because you don't allow people to just hang out if it's like a
shooting
proper
dice.
gas station and whatnot, you know.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but if you have a convenience store type, then you need people to be hanging out there, and like whatever they doing outside is what's bringing you customers.
Really?
A lot of times, yes, because those people are
I'd
majority.
actually-
Well,
I don't know.
majority.
you guys are
like,
talking.
you know?
That area is completely different than what you're normally used to.
Yeah,
People
you-
like us are not gonna go there. Just forget about that. There are no people like
Okay,
us
but then
there.
there's a problem of hiring the employees at a spot like that,
Well,
bro. Like, who's gonna want to work?
whoever
That's
is
employees different.
whoever
The
is
people that
whoever is
You're
customers-
gonna have
working.
to go there and work, my friend, if your employee's not there.
Yeah, I
whoever
get
is
it.
whoever has stores there, are there people not working there? That's actually not hard to find
Yeah,
people to
you're-
work
Yeah,
there.
but they're probably like making like above average money.
Nah, bro.
No,
all you gotta do,
no,
all you gotta do is
no.
get a bulletproof thing and just let them stay in the bulletproof
You will
area.
find someone to work there for sure.
And their job is just to be a cashier and
Okay,
stay
but
in
I
the
remember
bulletproof
you
area.
said something about that. It's a no go or whatever. Did you?
No, it's not a no go.
Okay, so you're still on that.
No, the only thing is that the seller wants a 3-month closing period, which I told him is not possible.
Why? What does that mean?
like to do your due diligence and like anything to get approved. He wants to close in 3 months.
Uh-oh, look who's here.
But the mortgage,
Who?
Read your chat. Why are you looking at
oh, it's Raheem. But the mortgage won't.
Shout out Raheem.
Was
What's up,
good.
bro?
Yeah, but what was I saying? I lost my train of thought.
We were saying that,
Oh yeah, but the mortgage cannot be closed in 90 days because, bro, like you gotta do your IMST survey, you gotta do your environmental survey, you gotta do all this shit. So it's realistically speaking, it
More
takes
like
it takes a
6
longer
months.
time. It takes a longer time to do a closing like on a commercial mortgage, like at least 4 to 6 months.
permits? A lot of that thing. It
You
can
know?
take 6 months to a year,
So
depending.
I was
on,
saying, give
Well,
us.
it's not like the seller has many options, or do you think he does?
The seller does have few options that at least as the real estate agent was telling me.
Well, they're gonna. say
Yeah,
what they're
you
gonna
know how
say.
that goes.
You remember the very first property we tried to ever get. They didn't want to do past 30 days. They didn't even want to do 60-day closing. Remember that?
Right.
Yeah, but like, see, at that time, like, I was just getting bullshit offers.
In reality, that is really the buyer's problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
wanna-
you
like
gotta
if
make.
I'm a seller, I don't want to like drag this thing on.
Yeah,
on
right.
for
And
6
then
months.
and then they also want a
Yeah, wrap this up,
pre-approval
baby.
beforehand.
Yeah. So that
So
would be so go. So what's your plan to get a approval pre-hand?
well,
So then like you can shorten that time.
okay.
and
So
possibly
upon
squeeze it within 90 days.
upon doing some research to getting into that, so most generally, like let's say if one person already has a gas station and they're leasing it out,
Right.
and then they want to do a construction loan on building a new gas station, then they will be approved at the 10% because that's called rent replacement.
Okay.
Right? Like you're already paying rent somewhere, so you just want to replace. In like they already know you've been paying rent for like 5 years, so now you can probably still pay it now if you build a brand new spot, right?
Okay.
But
But how is that applicable in your case?
that's not applicable. But what I'm saying is the difference is going to be that we're going to need to put, well, hypothetically, we would need to put down
20%.
15%.
20%.
15.
20.
15.
Conventional?
No,
See, that's
It-
what I'm saying. It's not even conventional.
it's not conventional. but-
Conventional
That
is
means that you
20.
Definitely gotta
No.
put up 20.
No, conventional
Conventional,
is
you
20
need
to
20.
30%.
Yeah.
It depends on what
And
Yeah,
then
it's
after
not
that, you
conventional.
get
other
more
companies
if
do it
it's
less.
Not. Isn't it more?
No.
If it's not?
No,
It's less.
it's less. That's just like the FHA loan when you get a home. When the other loans when you get a home, the
Okay,
conventional
I mean,
loan
If
is
you
always
say
20.
So you guys know more about it than me, so obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
That's for
that
sure.
might be
yeah, of
the
course.
case.
Yeah, it is the case.
I
promise you-
The case. You haven't shown me
I
examples.
promise you, I
Can you show me
guarantee
some
you, it is the
examples?
case.
What
Like,
is the
how do you want me
example?
to show you example? Like, you want me to just ask someone who constructed a store
Yeah.
to show me your fucking mortgage
Yeah.
statements?
I want to see their statements. I want to see.
Well, you have the
Oh,
friend
it's,
that
uh,
apparently has built stores or whatever. Go ask him or something. I don't know. But
Yeah, and he told me that the down payment is like 20 or sometimes even more.
Well,
Depends
okay.
on
He's doing conventional.
Your setup, especially depending on the kind of business you're opening in a set area. You know?
right. Okay, but how
So-
about this? If you have everything else in order, I guarantee you the 15%. So you get everything else in order, and
Okay, so you
and
need
I will
about-
personally
so you
cover
need
the
about
rest.
450 G's to get this going, to get the ball rolling here.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
That means that you need 10 partners at 45.
No, hell no. You tripping, boy. What you mean? Get out of here. That means we don't have you, and like hypothetical, we have like
You need,
maybe
like, 10
4
partners
partners,
with
5
45.
partners in total.
You need like 9 partners at 50. Everybody got a 50 piece.
Yeah, facts. Raheem said a lot of loan talk. I need a loan. I need loan sharks out there. I don't know. If there are any loan sharks, reach out to us, like prove my boy wrong.
Yeah, get ready to pay
You know?
50%.
15. I think
Sure.
you mispronounced 15.
50, big O. Nah, bro, I think you think
Hey,
it's
hit my
easy.
boy Flacco up for the cars. If you need a Mercedes and you're in Virginia,
What's,
holla at my boy.
Give a shout out to the location, the dealership.
Man, fuck.
Come on,
Right
bro.
in the chat, bro. I forgot
that
what
shit bomb.
location you work at.
Give us,
How many Mercedes can there be? Mercedes-Benz dealership can there be in fucking Virginia?
A lot.
Virginia is.
Okay, it's one of the only family-owned Mercedes
There's a
dealership.
lot of rich people in Virginia and Maryland.
Yep, exactly.
A lot of
He
political.
could ship it out too. Let us know. We'll make it happen. Whatever Mercedes you need, just hit me. We'll make it happen.
Okay.
Mercedes-Benz of Arlington.
There you go.
Mercedes-Benz of Arlington. Arlington is a city.
4 stores in Virginia, in Dallas or something, right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
But there could be any. You know, there's a Houston and Philadelphia. There's like
I
8
guess.
Houstons.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh,
anyway,
come
so I like that spot. Braun likes that spot.
So when are you making your next move? Where
We're,
are you giving that earnest money?
well, it's a hypothetical. Why would I give earnest money?
What do you think?
But you know,
Oh yeah, that's right.
you know what I'm saying?
It's still hypothetical.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But
man.
hypothetically
You're a
speaking, if I were to make a next move, I would get all the requirements for a SBA loan. I would get all those requirements in order, like, you know, personal credits on point, taxes on point, all that.
Okay, realistically, how many partners you have in mind?
4 or 5.
And you already got 4. You got 4 though, right?
Well, I mean, you know, I would just, you know, give a deal to someone, you know. I would just give a deal to someone. I'm not part of nothing, you know.
Right.
I'm just
Okay, no, I
I'm just trying to make a deal together for someone, you know.
Right.
And then maybe like just get a little commission off of them type, you know.
Right.
But like I said, this is just for like, you know, entertainment purposes and research and development purposes.
Let me ask you this. This is a little bit off topic, but I always wondered, like, you know, and I already know your first answer is gonna be, so I'm gonna have you like give me another better answer that I'm looking for. Let's say the money was an issue. What's like the thing that you like to do, like, you know, as your passion?
Truck stop.
Of course.
That would be your passion.
Truck stop.
Like, what would be the day in life of you, you know, Arham, you know, running a truck stop? Like, that's your passion. That's like the.
Yeah, I would
You know,
I would want a paid off truck stop, cashed out, which
and
has.
you post up every day over there.
I'm not gonna post up shit. Why do I need to post up? I'm
Well,
driving
that's not
around.
your passion. Well,
Okay.
what are you doing for the other?
Okay, I'm driving around to my 6 different truck stops in Houston.
Collecting
you
the
know,
check.
Okay,
yeah,
let's
and
say you
picking
make
up.
that, how long will it take you to make that collection?
Technically, you don't even make collection nowadays. It's all automatic.
Yeah, it's all
Remember that?
automatic.
Yeah,
so,
that's it.
So now you just
okay,
go.
so let's say
You show your face.
let's say you rode
You show
around
your
in
face,
Rolls
10 minutes.
Royce, you've collected.
Yeah.
You collect. Okay, now what are you doing? What's your passion like other than like making?
Okay,
so you don't explain to you.
So you
money's
don't
not
go
a
in your
factor.
Rolls Royce, you
You're
go
just
in a
explaining to
Camry,
me,
and you go to all
how
of
you
the
make
stores
money.
and check it out.
Look,
You're
I
telling me how you're gonna make money.
I
already told
want
you
I
money's not a
want I
factor.
want I want real estate. I want property. I want land. I want
That's
land.
not- again,
Any type of
You're
land.
just telling me that how you're gonna make money or it's all
No,
about money.
it's
I
not
told
even.
you,
It's
money's
not
a
even. It's
factor.
not even about the money. I just want a lot of land of my
That's
own.
not passion.
I want a lot of land. I want
Because
a
at the end of the
ranch.
day- okay, but even at the end of the day, you're gonna conclude all your business. Let's say 3 hours a day or whatever. Maybe
I would
4 hours.
look.
What's like? What are you doing though?
Okay,
You know,
look,
what's
what-
your
what I want-
passion?
what
So
I wanna
after
get
I
in-
all the businesses in the world. You know what I want to do is
Yeah,
I
let's
want
ride
to
motorcycles.
manage. I want a business that I would like is I want to manage people's private jets, like big jets.
Okay, see that's
So-
what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm
something-
sorry. I don't have nothing like that.
Well,
But that's
maybe
after.
you should find
See,
something like that.
this
and then
business
I'll
doesn't make
ask
you
that
that much
again,
money.
Maybe you come up with something, right? Because your
No,
ultimate
I don't think
expression.
so.
But look, your ultimate
Okay,
expression.
what about you?
We already know what he wants. I know.
Be
I
an
can
Age
guess.
of Empires streamer.
No, he wants to
No.
grow.
I want to like grow weed legally, of course.
Yes.
And really that or like run a gym.
Okay.
Running a gym seems
Yeah,
more
it's
like
not too
obese
hard.
thing. I don't think it's your thing.
I
You're
like
trying
it
to be
too.
like Bradley Martin. or that guy.
Yeah, precisely. That's
Yeah.
it. That is it. That's all I ever want. I want to be. I want to have a podcast and I want to run a
Raheem's
gym.
like, nigga said his passion is a truck stop.
Straight
Yeah,
up,
like come on, bro.
Bro.
See, Raheem gets it. Like, he knows what I'm asking.
bro. Look,
And you're
I
not
want.
telling me that.
I want jumping businesses. That I own the real estate. I own the business.
Well, that's
it's
all-
paid off.
that's
and everything
business,
is
but
running.
there's difference
You
between
still talking
business and
money.
passion.
I told you, you already have all the money you need.
And
That's
like I
not
said,
the-
we have all the businesses.
Yeah,
we
that's
have
not-
whatever. We have truck stops. We have gas stations.
I
We
don't
have
need
real
you- I
estate.
don't need you to tell me
What's
how you're
one
gonna
business
make money.
that you always want to do that you can't get into right now, but you
Nothing.
would like to get into one?
Like
Eventually.
Nothing.
that's genuinely like your passion.
And
Like,
you
know
have
what?
just
I'll be
all the
happy
free
doing
time in the
this.
world. You're like, huh?
I
Let
don't
me
need
just
money.
start
I'm
a.
not even there for
let me
money. I
start
just
a-
want a passion.
Let me start an airplane management company.
Like
you
Joe
know?
Rogan doesn't need to do stand up,
But
but
he's
that's
doing
his
the community
passion.
shop.
He's
The
got
community
$100 million,
store.
but he's just going and doing a stand up. That's what he likes.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I don't have an answer for you.
Would
See?
you consider like looking for it at some point? Like maybe you do some
No, not really,
internalization
no.
and think about what will be your
I don't think so.
because
No.
it seems like You lack passion.
What do you mean? I have passion for business.
Yeah,
Who has the
but-
most passion for business out of all three? It was not you
but-
guys.
Yeah, but well, that's debatable. But
Because you guys are always so opposed to everything.
I'm not because I'm. See, I
More
would like to call
realist.
myself a true businessman because I do like to see all the negatives first to see if this boat is gonna sink or not.
Yeah, but like
I'm looking
sometimes,
at how many holes does it have.
yeah, but sometimes like you just gotta figure out as you go wherever the water's coming from, wherever the holes are, you plug them in
You
as
plug
you
'em
go.
in, right? You just
Because everything
patch up
is
the
gonna
ship.
come with holes. You gotta learn how to plug
And
in the
that's
holes.
okay. You'll float.
Yeah.
But I'm worried when there's a big hurricane or a storm coming. Will your boat,
You
float
gotta figure
then?
it out as it comes. You gotta get insurance, I guess, or something.
Okay. Okay, but by the way, Mas, so yours, what you just said was you just want to manage like a.
I would like to
private fleet of
manage
airplanes.
jets. Not
So like you would like show up and at the wing every day, just trying
No,
to see
I'll show up like
if the parts
every
came
other
in, make sure.
every few days. Make sure.
Yeah, I mean,
everything's running
if
right,
it's a
have-
passion, you'd be
have a-
like, if it's a passion, you'd be there like all the time.
Well, yeah, I
because
would
you
be there
love
all
it.
the time, but I wouldn't.
You
wanna-
love it.
I wouldn't be wanna be. That wouldn't be my job. Like I wouldn't be
You're
the
not.
director.
It's not a
of
job.
of
That's
that
the
thing.
point.
Yeah, I'm the
It's
owner
not about
showing
money.
up. I have my own private jet there. I go do that. If I want to fly.
So you
another
want
jet,
to
oh, I
start a
wanna fly
charter
this jet,
service?
Not a charter service. Two different things.
Okay, explain what it is.
Airplane management, it's easy. I manage other people's private jets, their pilots, their hangar, their maintenance, all of that. That's it. No charter. Charter is completely different. I don't
That
want
still
to do charter.
seems a little money making.
It's not much.
You're still talking a little bit of a money.
It costs. It's gonna cost obviously a good amount to get all that started, so that's why I obviously can't. But then it doesn't make that much. It's more like, oh, I know a guy that has a Gulfstream up here. $60 million plane. The guy has a Global Express up here, $70 million plane. I want to have access to all those airplanes
because you like planes.
because I like airplanes.
I got you.
Okay,
You know what?
fair
I'll take that. Now that's a genuine answer.
But
right
like,
there,
okay,
alright.
but even I can find some holes in that. What are you really doing?
I'm.
That you gotta be there for.
He loves planes and
I don't need. I'm not doing it.
fascinated
That's the
by
point.
the planes that he's managing and he's liking it. I could see that.
Yeah, but I kind of
know?
find it hard to believe like he's gonna show up like on a daily basis.
I probably
to
won't.
do
That's why I
that.
said I won't show up on a daily basis. I'm not gonna have any position there. I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want to do up there.
Okay.
There's
That's
always
pretty much the theme
there's always
you.
something to do. If I'm like, I don't want to do nothing, but I want to go fly my airplane. I'm gonna go fly my airplane.
Wait, guys. By the way, we are on Spotify too.
Oh
If
yeah.
you ever want to check us
Three-piece
out
combo on Spotify, on Apple,
We're on Apple too.
we're on Apple too, Apple Podcasts.
Okay. Because I was listening to our first one when I was driving and
We're just not live,
just
so
kinda-
after this podcast, this video would get uploaded to Spotify.
and YouTube at some point, right?
I haven't gone in YouTube, but yes, once we create YouTube. And
All right,
that,
can we
will.
can we
All
play
that.
this video now?
Okay.
Remember
yeah.
we were talking about this last
So now
time.
we have visuals. Well, we already seen this. I think we already covered that on the first time.
We did cover that, but now he gave his first court appearance,
Okay.
and he gave his reasoning why he
Okay,
killed
so
the
there's
kid
a little more
and the
to it
mom.
So the landlord that fatally stabbed the 6-year-old boy for being a Muslim had his first court appearance, and what he said was insane. He said that he was listening to the radio and he heard that Muslims were planning some sort of act of mass terror. And he said that after
Bro.
listening to the coverage about Israel, he was
A
absolutely
6-year-old?
convinced the boy and his mother were going to
paranoid
attack him
white
as part of the day of jihad called on by the Hamas leaders. He said he believed that he was in danger and that the mother was going to call her Palestinian
He was in
friends
danger
to
by
come and
this
harm
kid.
him. And even after
He was
no
on
attacks
drugs.
happened that day, he told his wife the grid would go down on Saturday and he took her to the bank to withdraw $1,000 cash.
Where's that in talking
Now, did
about?
he have any evidence to back up his fears about the boy and his mother, you may ask? Absolutely not. And this is all what caused him to take his anger out on the poor and undeserving boy and his mother, even when she pleaded to give peace a chance. And she was forced to barricade herself inside of a bathroom while she called for 911, but unfortunately it was too late for her son. The man was arrested and a judge just ruled that he would be behind bars until his next court date on October 30th.
Man, he
Rest
needed to
in
be
peace
in
to
for
Wadea,
life for
and
the
I'll
rest
keep you
of
guys
his
updated.
He needs
2
to-
years or 6
I don't
months
know-
he got left.
I don't know if the state they're in has the death penalty, but they need that death penalty.
What state is this?
I think you're Chicago. So
Chicago.
Illinois.
Right.
I'm not
Illinois.
sure if Illinois has a death penalty.
It's a blue state, I think, so probably not.
Man, come to Texas. Texas got it.
The cameras keep losing focus.
Yeah, I was looking at that too.
It's good right now.
No, if you keep.
Oh
looking
yeah,
at
it is.
does.
Because you did it on auto. That's the problem, us.
It's been on auto always.
Yeah, so I'm guessing you're out of that hypothetical deal. You don't like that area.
I'm never out of anything. I just want more proof of concept. That's all I require. I'm gonna tell you what I see a challenge, and I need to see some answers to that challenge. And if
Okay,
everything
what
is
was the
right,
challenge you gave in this one?
I'm just thinking that the overall cost of this whole project, first off, the demo, the acquisition, the closing, and maybe a couple other requirements. I mean, we really don't even have the history on the property.
Well, really,
Maybe it's failed some kind of other inspections that we don't know
probably,
about.
yeah.
So
That's why we need as much as time possible in our due diligence period, so we can do all those inspections and not be locked into a property with some
you
like
know,
contamination or
Arslan was
something.
talking about this one property. This is like a couple of years ago. Talking about this property like very close to his house in Converse, Texas, and he was saying that it was ideal, but when he like looked more into it, it required a $12 million worth of like work to fix the kind of leaks that it had, underground leaks, and there's some kind of like a gas leak too that it had. I mean, it was like a lot of work, and it was like that's why it's been on the market forever. No one bought
Yeah,
it.
well, that's
So it's like when you really get into
right.
the details of the
and
thing,
if
then you start
if
to
something
oh,
like that
shit.
comes up in some of the surveys, then at that point we
You
back
pull
out.
out.
But you can't.
Does
you
the owner
can't.
have a survey on this one or no? I mean,
No,
obviously probably
no.
not.
So
even
That's
a new
why
one.
we need the
But-
period, because
yeah,
we're
but
not
that's why
buying
we
it.
need. That's why we need the period, the due diligence period. I was asking him for 1 year, and he was like, like you crazy, I was like, I could close in 1 year.
I mean, if
Hey, but that's what Taha just got. But given
That's
that
under construction,
it's under
so that's a
construction for
different
sure.
matter.
But this is gonna be the same shit.
no, this is
Because we're gonna have to break it down, and we're
Yeah,
doing all the
but that
permits
that
and
has
all
nothing
that.
to do with the owner. Like we're buying the property as
Yeah.
is.
yeah, that's like your future plan, you know.
Okay, well, I
on
mean,
you.
yeah, if he's not gonna do about at least 6 months to a year, there's no point to it.
I wouldn't say it's no point. I'm still gonna
And this is
look into the
like
hypothetical.
also
So
a
you would look
seller's
into it if he does only
tactic
3 months.
if he knows that there's like a big hole, there's in his
Right,
in
exactly.
his deal.
That's
then
what I'm
That's a
thinking.
seller's tactic to
Right,
try to like
right.
close out.
That's what I'm thinking.
So, you'd want to
That,
play
that's
caution.
that's what I'm thinking. Like, see, that point is justified and is valid. That point you made. Every
So
other
that's-
point you made,
Okay.
invalid.
Well, I'm gonna push back. I'll make another good point right now. Let's say you do develop this whole thing, right? Obviously, we can't speak on certain aspect of the money generation, right? Because it's let's just say we can't. So, but what I'm saying is, even though you set this whole thing up, I think the cost and expense will outweigh any kind of income that this business would generate. So there's that.
No, I don't think so. I'll
And
push back on that.
and like, what kind of numbers you throw there?
I think it should do about 80 to 100.
That's not good enough for a $3 million loan.
Yeah, it's not. It needs to be 100 plus.
Think about that.
Probably 120.
Debatable.
And we also you forgot this, but we did a math already that we knew that every million that the business has to produce that. So like with that calculation, the 3 million exceeds that kind of like.
What was the
First
what
of
was
all,
it? What
first
was
of
it,
all,
100?
what you're saying
I
at
think
3
it was
million,
like,
that's ridiculous. It's not gonna be.
It's not
3
gonna cost
million.
3 million.
It's not gonna be.
You're,
3
yeah,
million.
you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're out of your mind.
You're out of your mind.
Okay, just like
Do
you
you
tell
know-
me ask me for example,
no.
show me example of a construction
well, okay.
costing 3 million. I want to see
Listen,
invoices.
So if you
Listen,
can get that for
a
8,
lot of money is also from the permitting too that you understand, right? If it's let's say that you're doing something in Beasley, Texas, the permitting might be a little bit more streamlined, but you want to do something within city of Houston in a like deep inside 610, bro. Think about this. When the construction takes place, how many like the streets might have to be blocked. There's gonna be a lot of like. There's
Why
a
would
whole,
the streets need to be
No, no,
blocked?
just
that-
for anything. I mean,
not for this one.
Whatever there
And
might be
it has
anything.
3 easements
so
already, so you don't even need
the
permission
permits
for
and
easements.
everything else, material coming
Okay,
in and
but
out.
you're
like,
not.
that's
You're
not-
not,
that's
we're
not
not
an
building
issue.
a high
There's a
quality.
lot
We're not
going
gonna build
on.
a high quality
There's a
story.
lot
Have you
going on.
seen that area first off?
That's all
So
the
what
things
are
you
you trying to
mentioned.
make?
It's not
What are
really
you
an
trying to
issue.
make?
I mean, you won't make like a. You're not making it time wise like this one.
I'm
So-
trying to make a time wise on Richmond. Richmond and Highway
Okay,
6.
so just a solo without any shop.
Maybe one shop on next to it, but like nothing crazy.
5,000 square feet.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 depending on whatever can fit in the 0.77 acres.
But like, what's your building size?
3,500 square feet maybe.
With the shop included?
No.
What's the overall building size, bro?
I'm not sure, bro. I haven't. That's it.
Well, you have a plan. You want to talk about it. You
That's-
don't even know what kind of like business.
yeah,
size,
because
only then can we determine the
that-
construction cost.
that is-
You're out there throwing that it's not going to cost that much. You don't even know
This
what you're
is
trying to make.
because this is the preliminary period. I'm not
Okay,
just as soon
so-
as I look at a land, I'm not just gonna immediately have a whole plan
Okay,
drawn
but
in my
listen,
head.
bro, if you-
gotta hire architects. They have to draw out a specific plan, and then you gotta show that to
But
a
if you
builder.
thi- but
the
if you
builder
think-
is gonna give you a quote.
If you think that's gonna cost more than like 1.5, you're out of your mind.
I'm asking him what he's making. He doesn't even know what he's making.
I told you about 2. It would be, and you pushed it
How
to
many-
3.
I'm asking how many square foot building we're talking.
I said a
How many
35
MPDs,
square.
We
I
don't
said-
need something big. We
I
need
said a 35 square foot C store, and then maybe like a 2,000 or 1,500 square foot like a building on the side.
55 to 6,000.
It
Yeah,
doesn't-
and then
foot
and then
building.
maybe 4 or 5 MPDs, and it's gonna be like in a diagonal thing like the Richmond
corner
time
lot,
wise.
okay.
Does it have? Okay. Does it?
And then
Let me
a
ask you a
car
question.
wash?
Does it have any?
No.
Does it have gas pumps right now?
No.
No gas pumps.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, then it's going to be 1.5. Not gonna. But then you're looking at 2 total, maybe 2.5, but you're not looking at 3.
If you're looking at 2.5, you're pretty much on the doorstep
but-
of fucking 3.
That's $500,000.
You're not even including the inventory
per-
cost.
I
You're
am
not
actually.
even
Okay.
Including all that.
Okay,
You're not
look.
including the money in hand.
What do you
the
mean?
Cash on hand, the reserves. Not even including any of that. When you everything is said and done. See, you guys just want to look at the big things, but you gotta think about the overall at the end of bottom line.
How much do you think
And there's-
construction
and-
costs?
And by the way, whatever the construction cost, the quote that you're gonna get, it's always gonna be 15, maybe 20% more during the process when you're at it.
Okay, I get it.
So,
but like, what do you
let's
think
be
a
real,
construction
bro.
cost
So
is
when
going
you
to be
say
like?
1.5, really what you're saying is 1.75.
Okay,
So
so
right
so,
here,
okay.
we're already on a doorstep of 3.
No,
No.
no.
Come on,
It-
man.
how much is the land? Do the math.
He's already said like a mil.
no, I
No.
say 800.
Okay, add that
900 after
add that
taxes,
add that
everything.
1
What are you looking at, a mil,
1.75.
closing cost, everything.
Add that
The
1.75.
closing cost-
Bro, MST survey, you're gonna do
Okay.
all that.
So it's still not more than 2.5.
That's a mil on the land, bro.
It's not more.
1.75 on the
it's
construction.
not more than
then the money in
2.5.
hand, the cash on hand, the fucking the inventory.
Everything
in the place,
included, not more than
and then the
2.5.
initial.
I think you
delivery
got to
of
go
the-
do some reading.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm telling you.
No, I think you're too. You think it's just like nonchalant? No, there's a lot.
It's
to
not
it.
nonchalant.
It's
Nothing
not
nonchalant.
nonchalant. Yeah, but I think your numbers are
I think
too
your numbers
inflated.
are way
No, I
way
think-
too high.
No, I think my number and what I'm saying is probably conservative.
No,
Could be more.
no. You are.
Yeah, I mean,
wrong,
we're
my
not
friend.
talking about a huge ass store.
I think you're.
We're not talking about the top-notch
You're
quality
undervaluing
type of store
everything.
with bricks and shit. You know, we're not talking about any of that. We're talking about a simple store that goes up in. Have you seen that area? That area does not require.
A store is just not like a shell, bro. There's everything else in it too.
There's
Coolers.
okay.
there's
Go
everything else,
go look
bro.
into the
AC,
quality. No, there's
HVAC,
qualities of the building.
plumbing.
There's qualities of the
concrete.
building. There's a lot of
There's
different
a lot,
materials
bro,
you
it
can.
adds
Right.
up. Then
It-
the labor cost of like managing all that and getting it all together.
So really,
Permitting.
it
When
really,
you add all that.
it's still worth it.
you're
Even
wrong
if
still,
it's doing
though.
100,000
Okay, so-
still and
okay,
2.5, it's still worth
Okay,
it.
so give me what I want. Let's just say it costs 3 million. Let's say you guys
No,
disagree, but let's
it-
say it does. Let's say it is 3 million.
Okay,
Can the numbers justify that?
let me see.
Because I would push back on that. That area is not making that.
I'm gonna
kind.
delete your comment now.
What's her comment? What's the comment?
Read it.
I can't.
It says the Travis and Taylor Swift talk about that. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna delete your comment.
With the principal payment, interest payment, and taxes and insurance, it should be no more than about like $17,000 payment.
On a $3 million loan?
2.7.
Oh, you didn't even do the 3 million.
No, you're not gonna put down.
And how many interest? How much?
You're
interest
not gonna put down.
How much interest? Okay, I got you. How much interest did you're right? How much?
No
interest
one's
did-
listening too, by the way.
Okay, look.
Shout out to Noman. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
birthday,
Okay,
bro.
look. 2.7 divided by 300, which is 25 years.
Okay.
9,000 times 2. That's how I got 18,000.
And what's the APR on that?
It's probably like a 6, 7. Like this
I don't
general.
think you did the amortization
do it,
calculation
do it.
there. I think you just did
Do
that.
it on- do it on your
manual
phone.
calculation, bro.
Do
Okay,
it.
let's do MRI.
Do it on your phone.
I think I think it's safe to say that if you want $1 million loan, you're gonna have to make at least 100,000
What?
in sales.
For every 1 million. Yeah, you're out of your mind too.
We're all out of our minds.
Yeah. Bro, you guys like
That's a
sometimes I
part-
don't even want to like discuss this with you guys because you guys like I guess I feel
Well,
like
I
you
mean,
guys
it's
just don't.
we talked
get
about
it.
last time we talked about it. It was like 60, 70. Now with inflation, with shit going up, it's gonna be at least in that ballpark.
No, so you're telling me that like people that are like making $3 million
People are not doing it
stores,
right now. That's the reason why. Because the mortgage
people are not building stores right
now
now.
now with everything on a mortgage.
I mean,
Now with
People are
everything on
not
a
building
loan.
stores right
they
now.
are. We don't know what kind of deals they're getting.
Yeah,
though.
they
We
have a
don't
lot
know
of
what kind
cash to
like,
spend.
Loans.
Yeah, they're not doing
situation. You don't know what
100%
kind of
loan
collaterals
type
they're
thing.
putting.
Yeah.
It looks. The picture looks green to you. You know, from outside, it looks like green.
I mean,
you
that's
see a pasture of green land. You see like black and white, those cows with those bells. You know, and then
Well, that's what I'm saying, like-
10 gallons of
like
milk
right now
each.
with
The
interest rates
picture's
and
very
everything.
green.
You guys are just in the same position that the government and the public wants to put you in to think that it's not possible. I
Oh,
can
it's
never
possible.
do this.
We're not
Let
talking
me
about
just
not
let me
possible.
just
No
go
one's
get
saying
it.
it's
Let
not
me just go get a
possible.
job.
You're talking about
Let
completely
me just
something
go get a
else.
job. It's never gonna be possible for me to build this. I
No
can
one's
never
saying it's
do
not
this.
possible.
No one said that. You're saying that
but
right now.
Kind of like deals
Yeah.
that
Okay.
you're-
Who's free, red? Yeah. Sure. Go ahead. We could do a Q&A. Send us your questions,
Yeah,
and
let's
we'll
do
give
it,
you the
yeah.
answers.
Let's do that. Q&A. I love it. Look, bro. At the end of the day, there are going to be certain things that me and you just won't see eye to
Yeah,
eye.
which is a lot of things.
It's just gonna be that
You
way.
know?
Like we're never gonna see eye to eye on
Yeah,
everything. It's just
because
that's how
You know,
it should be.
I'm just going to be a little bit more toward the real.
The only time you guys are gonna believe me is when I make it happen for someone, and then you guys see that person who had limited funds has a brand new gas station built out, and I take you guys there and it's jumping, doing the IMST numbers.
Okay, then
That's
once you show
when
me that, then the second one, I'm not
no,
gonna say
no,
nothing to you.
then I'm not
Because
helping you
got-
on the
because
second
you got
one
something
because
to back it up.
you never would like supported me
I
beforehand.
needed to see it.
Yeah,
so
so
you got it.
no, like I told you like a few weeks ago, nobody is gonna hand you a plate and be
No,
like,
it's not
"Here,
that.
bro, eat." You got to set the plate.
No, bro, but I don't want to like.
I'll make my own
lose
food.
everything.
And
I
there
don't
you
wanna
go.
Lose everything, bro.
Look,
Just
look.
on some
All
bad
I'm saying,
behavior.
I agree with you on the sales price. But if you think that with mortgaging or getting a loan on everything, when nowadays with the interest rate, you need it's gonna be close to 80 to 100,000 per million that you're gonna be making. The interest
What do you
rates
think
are
about
crazy.
that?
You're gonna make.
You agree with
You're not
that?
even gonna. You're 6%. You're not gonna get that right now.
That I agree with that.
You're
yes.
not gonna get your 6%.
No,
You're
I'm
even
not
get-
saying that. I'm saying he said like if I'm not correct me if I'm wrong. He said for every $1 million that's on the project, you need to have 100,000 of sales. So let's say if it's a $2
It
million
might not be 100,
project,
but it's gonna be in
you
that
need to have a
ballpark.
$200,000 sale.
think you need at
For a
least 50.
for a $3 million
I think it's safe to
project, you
say-
got to have a $300,000 sale.
I think a 5% sale to the cost ratio is not bad. I think on a
You said 50,000 or 100?
50,000 is reasonable.
50,000 I agree with, right?
5% is
50,000 I agree with.
But it
But
could be a
so
little bit-
what he's saying is double. So which one is it? Is it 50 or is
Hey,
it 100?
I think
I said a ballpark.
think
I
it's a
don't know
spectrum
that
thing,
much
depending
either,
on
but I'm just
institution.
saying.
Depending on who you get the loan from, depending on their requirement, it could be from 50 to 100.
And it
What do
depends
you
on
know?
interest
Wait,
rate.
we're
depending
talking
on
about
who's-
something else. We're talking about something else then. How does it depend on the bank? How much a sale should have?
Because of your interest.
Because like that's their policy. Like they want to. Some banks are very conservative. Some banks are not. Some bank might be like a little bit loosey with their change, and they might be open to a little bit more risk on their deals. Some might not be. Right now, most probably won't. Most will be very conservative.
Okay, let me just show you.
That's the
something,
thing
okay?
with the auto industry. That's the thing with housing. That's the thing with everything. I don't see why it wouldn't be with commercial. And by the way, commercial real estate is in a bubble right now that is bursting in front of our eyes.
Okay, possibly. I'm not gonna
So
disagree with that.
a lot of commercial lenders, they're already kind of like
Okay,
at the edge of their
so
seat.
tell me one thing. On a
You're
three,
telling me you're gonna
Okay,
convince them
we
on
got
this.
some questions. Let's answer the question. Which group of people do you think are doing business right? What do you think? Well, let's do one at a time. Which group of people do you think are doing business right? Let's get on that. Answer that. Let's get your answer.
which group?
I mean, Apple, you know.
Well, I mean, those are the big companies that are doing it right.
Specifically, what do you want? Like a small company, mid-sized
Yeah,
company?
well, give us the size of the company. You talking about small companies, big companies? Like,
I'll
what
give
are
you
we
an
talking
example
about?
Of Dave's Hot Chicken. Like, they obviously did their business model.
They
is
did their
perfect.
thing, and then they got Drake as an investor to go
Perfect.
nationwide.
Exactly, they got a nice.
Well, they're saying what kind of business are pretty much doing right. Well, I mean,
Gas station is not a bad.
Okay,
business.
small
All-
business, small business.
all businesses are hurting. Let's get that straight right now. All businesses are hurting right now. It's not like any business is gonna thrive. Okay, it's it's just the economy and the recession we're in.
Okay, let me tell you what my answer to that. Like, it might not be the exact answer you're looking for, but my advice is everyone who is getting into real estate, not anyone who's leasing anything out and stuff like that. I feel like the money is to be made long term in real estate and not like on a month-to-month basis. So even if your month-to-month basis can cover your expenses, but you own your own real estate, it's good enough for me.
That's
Okay,
you're
but,
right, and that's
another
what's good.
question.
That's exactly
What
what's
advice
happening
do you
right now.
suggest for
Young
young people who want to be entrepreneurs? First of all, don't be scared. Don't be like this guy. Okay? Don't be scared. Don't think it's not possible. Oh, it costs this much. I can't do this. How am I going to do this? This boat has so many holes in it. The water's going to come in. What if a hurricane comes? This, that, I feel like the more you think about it, like, you're going to find like hundreds of reasons to not do it.
But you still gotta do
you
your
gotta
research.
you gotta find that one thing that you are like really like passionate about, that you really are interested in, that you think will work, that you know will work. Then you're gonna have to apply that pressure. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but if you apply that pressure and you stay consistent, main thing is consistency. You stay consistent with something, you will find a way to make it feasible for you.
My advice would be, I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but my advice.
Neha said, hang on, sorry, 1 second. Sorry to cut you up. Neha said, that's not a business, it's an investment. No,
you're wrong.
I'm talking about owner occupied. I'm not talking about just buy a place and, like rent it out type shit. I'm talking about like, let's say build a gas station with four
That's a business now.
things or
It adds
whatever and
value.
rent them out.
It grows value.
Okay, Ram, sorry, go ahead, my fault.
I was just gonna say that I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but I wouldn't like advise people to jump right into a business. Anything that they think that could work, probably most likely will probably not work.
Yeah, which is highly likely.
And if you think it's gonna be easy, it's not gonna be easy. No business is easy. It all takes hard work.
Yeah,
But
continue.
it's all doable.
So I would suggest that you build a foundation first, something that you're already good at, something that you could always fall back on. When you have that, then I think it opens up a little bit more risk appetite for you to make the next move. So I just wouldn't, my advice would just not jump right into any opportunity that you think that sounds good, seems good. It might not be. Maybe
Most
there are-
likely it won't be.
Maybe they are. Do your due diligence, and if you're 100% convinced, your heart tells you that this is it, then you do
Can't hear the
everything
guy
else
in
that
the
he's
green
talking about,
shirt.
give you your consistency, your 100%, everything else, and I think that you would succeed.
Where's your mic?
But definitely do your.
They
due
can't hear you.
diligence.
Why do you have it back there?
Because I had it before. Because you be screaming, I don't want to like blow it up,
Yeah, I get a little passionate when it comes
You
to
can't
talking
scream
about
though.
business.
It messes the voice up when you scream.
Yeah, so I agree with what you're saying, but would you agree with me if I tell you, like, if you look into anything too much, that you will always find flaws in it and find reasons
you will.
why it will not work and stuff like
But
that?
that's how you
You
figure
know
out.
why?
That's
Do you know why?
Why?
Because fundamentally, anybody who's selling a business, most likely
they're selling it for a reason.
they're selling it for a reason.
I agree- I
No
agree
one,
with
no
that.
one let go of like a good
Okay.
cash cow.
So you gotta do your
and
right-
there are people who do that, but then they maximize it at like 100x.
You are only making
and
my
then at that point,
Okay,
it's
so
not worth it.
I'm
I got a
only
good-
for development. I'm not for acquiring existing businesses.
Well-
I'm only for development.
Well, in
So,
development,
listen.
you're getting a deal by getting a land, and somebody's selling you that land, right?
No, that's not. He's making a new business. That's still development. But on the other hand,
That's even more risky.
no, it's
Developing new business is
well,
more
it is
risky than
but
buying
that's why it
existing
has-
business.
But that's why it has its reward.
You ask any business professional, they'll tell you. Buying a business is obviously much less riskier than
oh
developing
yeah,
a new
it
one.
is.
That's
But
true.
it's-
Okay, so
Yeah, but as
so
long-
you
as-
fundamentally you have you're already starting off negative.
No,
fundamentally.
that's not true.
So,
That's
what do you
hold
mean?
on. For the research, I believe you gotta do the right type of research. Yeah, looking into anything will give you if you look into research, your mind is going negative, you're only gonna find negative things. If your mind is on positive, you're only gonna find positive things. You have to find
You have
the
to keep
middle,
both. I
middle
agree.
ground and find both
I
things.
totally agree.
There's positive and negative things.
I
negative
always
things,
tell you
everything.
what I think is positive. I'm
Hey,
not always
look at
negative.
anyone's
It's
Insta-
just that you
look at
you
your own
blur out
Insta-
all the
Hold
positive.
on,
You
I got
only
an
focus
example.
on the
Look at your
negatives.
Instagram feed. It's only gonna show you what you are interested in. But if you go and like click on stuff that you're not interested in, the opposite side of things, then it's gonna show you both. But you need to, you can't unfollow someone just because you don't agree with them.
You're right.
In a
Can
way.
we get into the second question? Next question now.
What's okay?
How do you situate a business that you have with your friends, but they aren't as ambitious, productive as you? Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah.
That's a great question. I
mean,
want to
that's
hear
a-
y'all's answers.
My answer is simple. Don't do business with them. You gotta find like-minded people who have
Right.
who match the energy. That's.
I'm not gonna lie. We all three had businesses like that, and I think that was our issue, where we had to split ways.
Right. So do the business with people who you think that is gonna match your energy. You guys are all on the same page.
And also, I got another
And-
advice. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, same energy, same page. All that.
Keep business in business. Keep your personal matter in your personal matter. So don't let the business destroy your friendship. If you gotta part ways for whatever reason, so be it. Like use it as a learning experience and like move on from it. And like don't do business with that same type of person next time, maybe, perhaps. But you gotta learn to keep business in business and personal life in personal life, because things in business, when you're doing business with someone, things can get pretty heated.
Oh, yeah,
But
definitely.
you can't just like let that destroy the business or your personal
And things
friendship.
always hold on. Things always get heated, by the way. But you got to overcome that, and you can
So
have.
the next question is, what are some of the red flags we should look out for in partners?
Well, first let's get
when starting a
y'all's
business?
opinion on that question.
I already gave it.
Okay,
Well,
Amos was
don't
giving
don't
his,
partner
though.
with it.
Well,
Okay,
you just
my bad.
started something else when I was
my
just
bad. I was
talking.
just
So.
reading. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. So I mean, like we've all had arguments, but at the end of the day, we didn't end up fighting. We the next day we were fine. We just came
Yeah.
and talked.
That's what
just
I'm saying.
fine.
That's how it should be.
We had some heated ass arguments before.
Let one person talk. Okay, yeah, we gotta start doing that. We're just like passionate people.
And you can't just
know?
go on the next subject without if someone's talking about it. So you can't. I don't care for the chat. I don't care what it is.
You finish? Because I want to get to the next. Because there's already two more
Yeah,
questions.
go
I
ahead,
have.
go ahead.
Well, let them pile up. That's fine.
What are some of the red flags we should look out for in partners when starting a business?
Oh, can I go first?
Yeah.
When the person cannot wake up early.
Yes. when they cannot do meet their commitments.
Okay.
That's a big red flag.
And what about you?
That's it. That's the one.
Okay. What was the next question?
The next one is, how should you deal with a rejection in a sense of your business failing, not doing great?
Okay,
So-
so you want to go ahead first? You go.
Well, we recently went through this. We had a business that failed. I mean, with business, you just gotta be ready to take those risks. It comes with the territory. You're gonna have some losses. We tried hard to make it work. We did as long as you give it everything you got. In that, and it still doesn't work out, then you just close it. You just gotta know the right time to close it. Sometimes that you won't know that right time for a while, but the sooner you figure that out, the better. My man Ramesh up here was telling us the right time was a year or two before we did it, but we didn't listen to him.
Yeah.
But stuff happens, and we figured more. We still learned a lot in that year, though.
And by the way, it wasn't my first rodeo. That's why I had experience from prior businesses. So when I was telling you that, because I was like, you know what?
Actually, Ram,
We gotta we gotta stop the bleeding.
I get it, but
So-
we only made money in that last year, mainly in that last year too.
Sure, I agree. Me too.
So
But ultimately, if
Uh,
something is not
First of
working
all,
right,
I
change
don't
it.
I don't like the example of your over there businesses, because like that business was in a small town, so I consider that special circumstances.
Yeah, same.
Because you opened a business in a population that is so small, so you only have so much potential in that area.
I mean, well, regardless of X, Y, and Z, I'm just talking about that when I see something not working, you got to pull the plug, and that was the point. I'm
Right.
making.
Okay. But
So when you see something not working, you want to pull the plug.
okay. But
You
it's
don't want
not.
to
It's
like
not
keep
like
taking the damage.
look right now. Like I know we didn't want to keep taking damage and we didn't want to keep learning. That's why we called it quits on that.
Well-
but hypothetically, we could still make it work. That model.
Yes.
It can still
And it's
work.
not the reason
Like-
we quit is not the reason we stopped is not because of what we were, like I said, we were making money before we stopped. The reason we stopped is because the market wasn't there enough to deal with all of that. You know, to still make money. We could have survived and done it. We could still go back in. But that's not the thing.
Let me
You know,
read the
it's
question
the
again.
market that needs to go back
How should you deal
up
with
right
the
now.
rejection in the sense of your business failing, not doing great? Okay, so to answer that question, I feel like, okay, so you gotta actually like be very thorough with your numbers and see where the bleeding is going on, you know, and you gotta find ways to stop that bleeding. So pretty much you got to be very like proactive and find every single way to save money. Every penny counts. You know, it makes a difference. So you can't just be spending little here, little here, little here. You know, it will add up to like, you know, turn you into a negative. You got to find a lot of like ways that are cheap and efficient to solve your problems. You
called
can't just solve.
restructuring.
If you solve all your problems in like a very expensive way, anyone can do that, you know. But then at the end of the day, you're not going to make any money.
You just gotta keep
Very
on
good point.
restructuring until you figure it out.
That's a very good point. Now there's another question right here. Should you share your personal business achievements to people? Yes or no, and why?
Wait,
That's a
this
very
one-
good
okay.
question.
Should
Yeah,
you
that's a
share
very
your
good
personal
question, yeah.
business achievements to people? Yes,
Yes and no.
Why?
It just depends on the information.
To simply answer, sorry,
yeah,
one
yeah, you
second.
go
I have a
ahead.
very simple answer. No.
Okay, Amas.
Like I said, yes and no. Past businesses, yes. Like if I'm currently doing something, I probably wouldn't.
My answer is a little bit of a middle of a ground. I think yes, and some things because you know, if it doesn't hurt, you could share some of your experience. But proprietary information, I think it's okay to keep it to yourself and keep it guarded. But it doesn't hurt to share the wisdom. People could learn from your mistakes, so that's okay. But you don't have to share proprietary information regarding your business, so that much you can withhold. And you know, it just depends on situation who you're talking to. So that's pretty much my take on that.
Okay, so how long should you wait to close your business down once you realize it's not working? You want to go first?
I think once you had the first indication that, man, I'm doing everything right, things are still not turning around, I'm still not seeing the profit that I should, you know, you want to have, I like to give at least 2 to 3 tries to make adjustments.
But like, I think they're expecting a time frame.
Well,
So I'm getting to that. So I would
it's
say
not
that
a time frame.
You know, I would agree that you gotta like tie it to a time frame, because without a time frame, really you're just kind of like man, it might work now. It might
I
work
agree.
now.
No, yeah.
So
you're right.
Really, like I think I would think that you'd want 3 more tries to make adjustments, you know, and every try you could maybe do it like in a month to see maybe 2 months, 3 months, where you could see you have enough data to see if that changes, you know, help
Can we
you
just
out or
get a
not.
simple answer of a time
So
frame now, just for the
I would
answer?
say overall maybe like 6 months to a year, depending on the business.
No, I think
I'd
it
say
should be
2
a year or
years.
2. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It has to be a minimum of 2 years, just because. Look, we did. Again, I'm gonna go back to our past business. We didn't start making money till like this past year, okay? And the only reason we stopped is listen. The only reason we had stopped is because the market wasn't there to support our business anymore. It wasn't us. It wasn't our drivers. It wasn't our trucks. It was the market that didn't support our
Well,
business.
market
anymore.
was there before.
It was
And
there
you-
before.
We couldn't
No, but
make
we
it
didn't
work.
have. Okay, listen.
Because
Market
at that
was
time
there
we were
before.
just,
Can
we
I
were
talk?
just learning.
Can I talk?
So
The market was there before, but we didn't have other stuff. Our trucks weren't on point. Our drivers weren't on point. All right, those are 2 major key. Once we got those on point, the market wasn't it wasn't on point.
Okay, would you agree? Okay, hang on, sorry. Okay, would you agree if we had a brand new truck, brand new trailer, and a brand new driver? I mean, not a brand new
brand
driver,
new,
sorry,
yeah,
a seasoned
very
driver,
experienced driver.
experienced driver,
Like we did later.
That like let's say 4 years back when the rates were like maybe like getting 4,000 to go to Virginia and stuff, and like 3,600 to come back. You think at that point you can make it work with that?
yeah, I think brand new truck, all that. Well, brand new truck and all that in this market is very
I'm
suspect.
not saying this market. I'm saying like in the market
In a
that
good
was 4
market,
years
in a
ago.
decent
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. You could
So,
definitely make it work.
like, let's say had we like known this beforehand, and that's how we played our cards, then that maybe we wouldn't have that issue. Or if we traded in our trucks and we bought new trucks, then maybe it would have been a
Yeah,
whole
I
nother
mean,
thing.
yeah, we could talk about all the adjustments we could have made. My ultimate point would be that if it takes you more than one tax cycle to fix the problem, then the problem might be bigger than for you to fix. So you might want to like completely rethink the entire plan. So I think that one tax cycle is good enough for you to know if this business is gonna work or not.
No, not really.
My personal opinion. Let's move to the next one because we got like a bunch
Most
of more
business
questions.
experts say 3 years,
Oh
by the
shit!
way.
Yeah, we got these questions.
How long
from,
should you hold on? Neha got a question. How long should you wait to close your? Well, we already discussed
Yeah,
that, right?
that's what we just talked
Okay,
about.
all three of you can answer individually for this one. How do you define success in life? You go ahead.
We probably have 3
Okay.
different answers too. Go
All right,
ahead,
so
Aram.
success in life. First of all, look, I know they say money is not everything. Well, first of all, is like being close to Allah. That's number one priority. You gotta be close on your deen. You gotta be close to your religion. You gotta actually want to like pray, go to the masjid, and be happy and content with yourself. Second, I know they say money is not everything, but money will solve about 99% of your problems if you don't have it. So you got to have stable source of income. You got to be like on your religious shit. You got to be have good morals, uh, and family and friends are very important. Like, you got to have a strong family support. You got to have not only family support. I feel like you got to have a strong friend group to support you. To be like your secondary support system.
Okay.
Let me read the question once again.
How do you define success? They're asking how do you
Yeah, so
define
if
success.
you have all those things, I would call myself successful.
Okay.
All right.
go ahead.
Well, see, success for me is it's pretty similar to actually that. It's having, but it's a little bit of everything. Like you said, you gotta have your deen, and you gotta practice deen. You gotta have your financial states right. You gotta have your family right. That's success. Success is having a happy, enjoyable life. You gotta do everything in life too. You can't be scared to do stuff. When you're scared to do stuff, you're not gonna do nothing. If you don't try something, you fail at it. So that's success.
Yeah,
is
I mean,
having
I
an
don't want to sound
enjoyable life.
redundant. I'm pretty much gonna. I would say I would agree to everything else you guys said, and I would just add that family, friends, religion,
Yep.
all those things. When you have
They all
those
add up.
in check, your priorities are in right order. I think that is at least my definition of success.
Everything.
For sure.
Everything
And good
has
health,
to be
of course.
Good health, yeah, workout,
Mainly.
good.
And none
health
of those
check.
things-
That's a good point. The health is definitely a part of success.
Everything has to be. You have to have a good balance of everything.
Right.
It can
How
nothing.
do you handle criticism or feedback? Amas yells at them.
Yeah, that's how he handles it.
Well,
He throws
no.
a plate at it. You give
I
him
yell at him.
feedback, he'll throw a
Look,
plate at it.
I'll yell at him initially, but then I'll get it and I'll calm down. But that's just my process, and everyone has their own.
For me
process.
personally, like I try to explain the best I could to the other people.
You just
but-
close your eyes. You just like, I don't wanna hear
but
it.
then at some
You're like, I don't
certain
wanna hear
point, I'm just like, yeah, like I just don't want to hear it. I cannot hear it no more. It starts like annoying me, irritating me if someone
That's
is like
why I
just
yell.
keep going. So I'm like, all right, like, all right, that's cool. You not trying to like do that. Like I get your point. I'll take it into consideration, but I'll prove you wrong by making it happen.
Yeah, I'd be open to receiving. I'm very receptive of any kind of criticism. I mean, if it's valid, for sure. I would like to challenge it, maybe push back on it, maybe give some opinions that would counter it. But ultimately, if somebody gives me a better data and better answer, then I would definitely take that in and, adjust my decision making.
Right. Sorry, side point. Aram, why don't you just pop that up and make that the whole screen, your chat?
I don't know how.
Because go on the side, the 3 dots, and do pop up.
I don't have no 3 dots.
Okay, I'll show you later.
It's okay. Just leave it like that. It's working like that. What are some of the common misconceptions about your profession?
I mean, it depends. Like, what are you talking about?
Your profession. What's your current profession?
I'd rather not say on stream, but there are a lot of common misconceptions. Well, actually, not there. Everything that they say is right.
It's pretty right
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, I would like to say the same. Trucking
Yeah.
industry, everything what they're saying is probably true. There's no money in it right now.
Okay, so the next question. I didn't like that question. That was a trash
Yeah.
question, by the way. What are
Well,
okay,
that
no,
was a good question.
How
I mean,
do y'all see yourselves guiding your kids when it's their time to get in their careers and make money?
who's that? Naveed uncle?
It's probably Naveed. I know it's Naveed uncle, but it's okay. Well, see, I would advise my kids to do what they like. At the end of the day, I would want them to go more for business than a career.
How do you see yourself
I'm
getting
not too
kids?
high on careers and
Yeah,
all that.
I personally, I got the most radical opinion on that. I don't believe in college.
I don't either.
I'm probably gonna
honestly.
advise my boy. I mean, if he wants to go, he's more than welcome.
Yeah, exactly.
But if he's gonna take any kind of wisdom that I'd provide, I definitely suggest.
But if
that.
they go to college, it's probably gonna
I
be
think-
like a doctor or a lawyer.
Well, yeah, I mean, exactly.
That's
If it's
probably
something
about
like if it's like a profession like that. If not, then most likely I
I'll
wouldn't want
teach
them to
them
waste their
business.
time. I rather they focus on getting some kind of skill and a trade.
Yep.
Because you could always fall back on that regardless of any kind of economy situation or your business, your business standing. I think something to fall back on is always going to be better.
Me personally, I would want my kids to do good as like very good as possible in school, and after school, I would want them to go to at least get their first 2 years of college in, like their basics, and that's not for because I care about college or whatnot. It's just for like discipline, and shit like that, getting on their own.
Disciplines can be done in other ways.
Yeah, that's fine,
Yeah.
but like it's just something social awareness, and like kind of like
The
just
thing
doing
is that
stuff on your own.
the whole idea of college is going to dramatically change in
Yeah.
future.
Right, I agree.
So really, what is college? I mean, because if you could get all the information you could get, let's say in Rumble or YouTube, let's say
Yep.
it has all the information.
That same
everything that you
amount of
need,
time was spent on getting
then
real information.
I think the focus is gonna be self-taught. I think self-teaching is gonna be the next big thing.
Yeah, I wasn't.
So that is what I would like focus because also in colleges and all that, there's a lot of political things that are going on, LGBT, this and that.
yeah.
I
And the
come from a
kids-
conservative background, so I already see that as like a negative point. to
I
send
think
your
the kids
to
would
anywhere.
really need to want to go to school if I was
Yeah,
gonna
and
send
then
them.
that's
They would
if they're
they
like-
need to have the motivation I did.
And that's okay,
Nothing. Oh, the motivation for me was I have to pass at any cost. It does not matter. I cannot fail. Well, if that's their mindset, then yeah, go for it. I'll pay for it. No matter what you do, I'll support you. But if I'm not gonna force my child to go to college,
I would apply the pressure as much as possible, but like low key, I wouldn't care if like they don't go to college or
Yeah,
like
it's not that big
if
of a
they're
deal.
whatever.
So okay, yeah. So you got a little bit of a right opinion. You're a little bit center, and I'm a little bit to the other side, where I'm saying I'm gonna encourage them not to go to college and just focus on self-teaching, whatever skills that you need to, incorporate in your toolkit.
Yeah, if they didn't do good in school, like in high school or whatever, in college or whatever, like what makes you think that they're gonna be like?
Because the
good
thing
enough
is
to learn
the thing is
themselves?
that even if let's say they become a lawyer or a doctor, at the end of the day, there would be a manufactured product for the society for
Not necessarily.
and a cog and a wheel. They're
Not
just gonna
necessarily.
be-
Not if you
I,
teach them.
I,
the
I
other
want
side.
I
not
want them
necessarily.
to I want them to break the wheel, not
What do you
know-
want? What do you want them to do? Let's say Isa, like, what is your goal, or like not your goal? What would you prefer ideally that he does?
business.
What kind of business? Any business?
Any and everything, whatever best idea that you could come
So
up
if he
with.
wants to be a doctor, you're gonna say no.
I never said that.
You said you're gonna encourage him not to go.
I mean, I'm not gonna encourage him not to be a doctor.
You're gonna encourage
But
him to
if
be a
he's-
self-taught
but-
doctor like like that Kallu there
No.
in the news?
Well, I mean, that's what we're getting at. I mean, we're not saying go to college for art or anything. We're
No,
saying if
the
they
thing
want
is
to
that
be something and if they want to do something with it,
being
if
the
they
father,
want to do it.
me being the father, if I'm alive that time and I'm seeing him like going through the high school phase or whatnot, I'll know, okay, this kid is serious or he's not. And let's say if he's not, then that's the route. Let's say if he's serious, then by all means go for it.
pretty
That's
much
a
it
determination
seems-
you
pre-
gotta make.
Pretty
But-
much, it seems like you're agreeing with me because
Yeah,
I said
same.
I would like
That same thing
apply the
we
pressure.
also.
But
Yeah.
if they said that like I don't,
Yeah,
wanna
like
go,
if I
low-key,
see them,
wouldn't care.
if I
Yeah,
see them,
exactly.
they're like,
I'm in the same boat.
they're like, oh, they want to be doctor, but I'm not seeing that kind of like effort. Then I'm like, listen, college is not for you.
Right, but
Yeah, exactly.
Let's work on
But
getting
you
these
should try
skills.
to like tell them try to like pursue something nice.
You
like
should know your
a
kid
doctor
enough.
or a lawyer, just to kind of like push them. Maybe they might possibly be interested in it. Because if they like completely take that possibility out the
The possibility is always there.
Yeah.
But what if they?
I just what I'm saying is that I
think you
wouldn't want
should
them
teach
to
them
waste their
everything.
time if I see that where the
Right,
direction
but
of
if
this
you're
thing is going.
encouraging them not to go to college, then that's kind of taking like a lot of things
Okay,
off
but
the table.
Okay, so-
but you missed my point because I said that if I see that that's what's going on, then I would encourage them to not waste their time anymore. But if I see okay they are going to extracurricular classes, they are
Yeah.
putting that effort, then why would I try to hinder the
Okay.
progress? I'll let it grow as
I
it
think-
is.
Fair enough. All right, let's move on to the next question.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just if they want to do it,
Thoughts on
you should encourage them. But if they don't, not a big deal.
community
Pushed on the younger
being
gen.
pushed on the fuck that shit.
Yeah, it's,
Fuck every teacher that pushes that agenda.
Yeah, on that one, I'm not with it.
I don't-
I think if they wanna do what they wanna do, they could keep doing what they wanna do.
But don't push it
But
on
don't
other
like
people.
push it out in the mainstream as if this is like normal or try to normalize it. Because ultimately, male and female, they're probably what 98%, maybe 99. I would say it's probably 99.
Yeah.
So let's not ruin our 99%, people thing for the sake of your 1%. Let us, you do what you do.
Don't push it
No
on
one
other
is
people.
gonna. I'm not in favor of anybody bothering you. You have a right to do what you want to do.
You shouldn't be jailed or
But
anything, but don't push it on
But
other
don't
people.
push it on my kids. Don't push it on in a schools and
Yeah.
in business
Especially not
settings
young-
and stuff like that. Because then we're just gonna get into something that we don't want to get into.
What about you?
I agree. I think they should do what they want, but not push it on other
And
people.
I feel like since the school system is like pushing that so much, like by the time I have kids, I probably gotta send them to like Islamic school or private school. That I gotta make sure it's a school that doesn't have that in their curriculum.
By the way, I will make a very strong point that if a person has male genitals, they should not be going into women's restroom.
Yeah, of
Period.
course. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things. Have you seen this new video of this black lady confronting?
Yes.
You seen that? That's what I'm talking about.
And there was even
I'm
like,
with the black lady.
There was even bystanders that were like, "Bro, no, like my daughter's in there.
Yeah.
You ain't going in there."
So that much I'll make a very strong claim that I don't agree with that. I'm gonna be like that black lady and I'll stop the door. Like I'll
facts.
block the door.
As you
I
should.
will
Yeah.
too. If I see anything that happen like that, and I have anyone I know, or if I don't agree with it, I will stop you.
Okay,
There's
so
no way that you're
It's
gonna
pretty
go on.
simple. If you got male genitalia, you go into the men's restroom. If you got women genitalia, you go into the women's
That's
restroom.
And if you had a
Keep it
surgery,
simple.
you're still going to the male restroom.
That's it. Keep it simple. All right. Will the recession ever end?
Of
And
course,
when?
it's gonna end.
Okay, so what's your opinion on that?
Of course, it ends. A recession
last.
always ends, but it just takes time.
So, well, they're asking when.
Well, I mean that's unpredictable. Maybe a few
Well,
years.
give your prediction. That's
two,
okay.
maybe 3 years. I don't know.
2,
I mean,
3 years. Interesting. Okay.
What
about
do you think? You think less or more?
Well, let's see what I have.
Honestly, look, like I really don't care about the recession because I feel like
That's the time to make money. Actually,
I'm still gonna get it by any means. So like
Don't let recession
I
stop
live
you.
for a drought. Don't let a recession stop you. This is the time to buy if it's a recession.
He's
So-
right.
If you were holding when all the things were going up, now would be the best time to buy because everything is gonna be dirt cheap.
Well,
They will
exactly.
be when the recession.
A
Actually
lot of
So-
people look for recessions.
So
honestly,
some people see the negative in everything. I see the positive in everything. If it's a recession, there's a lot of opportunities you can get from the recession. A lot
Businesses
of people
are
are
gonna
going to
be
be
going out of
letting their
business for sale.
property go cheaper.
agree.
business are gonna be for sales. A lot of that you can buy business.
So
dirt
to
cheap at
answer
that
your
point.
question, I could care less.
Okay.
And
I
if it
think
goes
the
up,
recession
cool.
is. I think we're in the recession. We're going through it, but we're not still peaked yet.
Nope.
I think the peak will happen when the housing
Market
prices will
collapses.
collapse. They have collapsed everywhere else, but there's still a lot of spots where it hasn't collapsed, and I think that's what Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve's chairman, that's what he's waiting on. When he sees that data come in, I think that's when he'll stop the interest rate hike. Maybe he'll continue the pause for a little bit longer, and once he goes back to the lower interest rate policies, I think that's when you can see the signs of recession kind of like being on its ending. So, which I would think maybe like sometime next year. I think next summer is where it should peak, where you should see a lot of cheap things on the market.
Okay, so y'all ready for the next question now? Do y'all have any unpopular, controversial opinions you have on society?
I mean, we've kind of discussed the unpopular things already earlier in the podcast.
Well, I guess if you're talking about like current society, I don't like the 50-50 shit. You know how like the husband and wife are both working and splitting the bills
I don't
50-50 and all that shit, you know? Like I feel like the husband should work and like bring in like, you know, all the money, and the women should be at home cooking, cleaning and whatnot, you
I
know?
think that's how you raise good children.
Yeah.
I agree to that.
He said, yes, fuck 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. But you know, everything is circumstantial basis too.
Right,
Because
I agree.
sometimes there
I
might be a
agree.
situation. So I don't want to like think of it as a negative thing if the female is working to support.
Look, that's
That's
different
okay.
if she's just doing it to support and stuff.
Right.
But you know, like I'm talking about what I
Ideally,
mean.
you're talking about the
is-
ideal situation
I'm
where
talking,
that's
I'm talking
not
about
the,
no. I'm talking about what I don't like is like the career women. You know, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's say you're married to a lawyer or someone you know who's like
And you
who
give
has a
importance-
career of her own, and you know shit like that. You know
And
what
you
I
can't
mean,
get
you know?
like you can work. I'm not saying don't work. I'm just saying if you work, your family is still number one and your work is second.
Yeah,
So what
agreed.
if you have to fuck work and not go there? So be it. You know.
and then that's and for the guys, like that's the kind of situation you got to provide for
Right.
Yeah.
for your wife to have that decision making.
Yeah, facts.
I agree.
And that doesn't mean that you know the wife is just at home quiet doing nothing, not making no decisions. She makes a lot of decisions and shit as well, you
My
know.
wife makes almost all the
Yeah, there you go. I think she makes most of the decisions, you know. She orders your food.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's that.
Yeah, you know, so that's
Look,
how
I gave up a lot of control for the convenience that it brought me.
that's what I was gonna say.
And
that
that's
brought you
okay.
so much comfort and convenience, you know, so that's what works for you guys.
So it's a very good trade.
I
you
think
know?
it's different.
It's
for
a
every,
give and take.
It's different for every person and every couple.
Agreed. Okay, so do we have any more questions?
I think let's
I like
time
these
to wrap it up.
questions.
Yeah, let's time to wrap it up.
Shout
Hey,
out to Fry 123 Red. Keep
Yeah.
it up.
Providing this,
shout out. Well,
providing
that
all
was a
these
good
questions.
one, man. You kept us
But
entertained.
keep it coming. Why'd you stop?
My question is, how do you like the audio and video of
Should
this
parents hit their
podcast?
kids, or are we in a super sensitive society?
No, you shouldn't hit. I don't think hitting kids is the key. My dad never hit me, and I'm fine. He never hit Haram, and he's
My
fine.
dad hit me once, and I wouldn't say never.
Well, that's still not considering hitting all the time. No, you should not hit your kids. That's not right.
Huh? Look, it depends on
some
the
patting is
situation.
alright.
When they're younger, I don't mind. I'm not against like you know like a little slight, you know, every now and then, not too much to where they get like immune to the hitting, and like that doesn't phase them
That
no more.
gets
That
worse.
doesn't bother them no more. Then you know, let's say like if my 15-year-old kid does something, and then like all their life I've been hitting them, so they're used to it. So they're like, what is dad gonna do? He gonna slap me a few times? Then you know that's it. That's
I'll
a wrap.
take it.
I'll take it. Yeah, I'll eat it. You know, like it's all good. So I don't want that. But every now and then, you know, like let's say the kid do something like extremely out of line.
depends
you know?
on what they
No,
do.
slap. You know, don't hurt nobody.
Thoughts on DMT?
Thoughts on DMT? Who's that, man? For real? Now I can't.
I know who this is.
Who?
Thoughts on DMT? I like it. I think you
it's
should.
Taha.
I think you should try it in a controlled
I think
environment.
it's Taha. Shout out Taha. I know it's you, bro.
It's not him.
It's not. Who else brought up DMT? Oh, it's Raheem.
No,
A
it's
good
not
friend,
Raheem.
Raheem.
No, Raheem's Flacco.
Okay.
By hitting you mean
Do you
spank.
really want to guess on live stream?
Look. She said, "I'm a girl, nigga."
Oh,
it's
it's
Hania.
It's Omena.
Is she?
Omena?
She
Is that
wouldn't
you?
talk about DMT. She doesn't even know what DMT is.
Look. We're the same height.
That's
I know
why
who
I
it
don't-
is.
It's Omena. Oh, it's Sarah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, okay. That's it. That's Sarah.
Okay, thoughts on DMT? I think you should do it in a controlled environment. I don't think it's good to just try like if you're not doing it with someone who's like experienced, knows what they're doing, and someone to take care of you.
Right. You gotta have a setter, somebody
Yeah.
watching you.
Preferably like that thing Joe Rogan talks about. You
Yeah.
know, when you go over there and you know you drink the tea or
Or
whatever.
the shaman. Well,
Yeah, the
that's
shaman,
I
yeah.
don't know, bro. I think that's a little bit more.
That's ayahuasca.
Because
Yeah, ayahuasca,
because in
yeah.
that one, like, you pretty much like throw up. There's a
No,
whole
I want
process.
to do that. That's my bucket list.
That's
on my
okay,
bucket
but like I
list.
think the ideal one would just be in a couch, take the
I
little
like
tab.
this new question. Do y'all think obesity? Oh, we didn't finish. Sorry, my fault.
Yeah, I was just saying that I like the little tab and sit back on a couch and just let it roll
Okay.
instead of being in a jungle and being
What about you?
mosquitoes.
I
and
want to
whatnot.
do it. It's on my bucket list.
Yeah,
I,
I'd like
I would
to
actually
try
go
it
to
as
a.
well.
I would actually go to a. There's a church in New Mexico that does the whole shaman experience.
Yeah, I want the
Alright,
whole
see,
shaman
something
experience.
like that. Just
But
wanna
I
do
see.
in a
I want it in the
controlled
woods.
environment.
I want it in South America in the woods.
Nah, bro, I'm not trying to get bit
Yeah,
by
well,
fucking
I want
frogs
that.
over there. Fuck that.
Regardless of where it is,
Bro,
even
the
if
amount
it's
You
at
of
my
scared?
house,
frogs-
I just want to be in a
Yeah,
controlled
I
environment.
just want to be alive.
That is a
bro.
controlled environment.
Okay, do y'all think obesity is too normal? Yes, definitely. That's why I'm trying to lose weight. I had lost 20 pounds in the last like few months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obesity is.
It's definitely normalized, but it's more of the food we
shouldn't
eat than
normalize
anything
it.
else.
We should
Yeah,
definitely
it
shame.
should definitely not be normalized. Fat shaming should be like good, encouraged.
but there's a fine line between fat shaming and bullying though.
Yes.
yeah,
There
I'm
is.
not bullying.
There's a
You
big
know,
So
you-
just as long as you recognize that, it's okay. Always encourage somebody to
Just like
Take your
everything,
life-
you gotta
take your
keep
health
the
seriously.
pressure applied.
yeah. I mean, just always push that that health work on your health, but
Yeah.
don't body shame either. So, well, fat shame. Well,
Okay,
bullying.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Bullying.
You know, I'm gonna kind of retract my statement. Fat shaming is okay. You should just
Encouraging
a little
exercise is not
encouragement,
fat
You know,
shaming.
yeah.
Encouraging
that's
exercise is not
better.
fat shaming. So just do that.
Yeah, I agreed. Okay. Do y'all
More
think?
ethical majorities.
Do y'all think minorities tend to be more ethical
Little bit, yes.
majorities?
Yes and
Do
no.
y'all think minorities tend to be?
'Cause that's the
more
norm right now.
ethical Yes, definitely. Fuck yes.
But that's a norm right now, but it shouldn't be. Yeah, it should. Everyone should be encouraged to think more critically.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I don't think it really matters. I think it just depends on the person. If the person is ethical, they'll probably be ethical.
Someone who has-
regardless of their financial situation or their demographic makeup. I think if they are.
But what that person means is the
What she's saying
minorities
is-
right now are more ethical because they understand the struggle. So
Well, the ethical is.
well, I'm just telling
Don't
you the
equate
reason. I'm just
ethical
telling you the
No,
with
reason.
you know,
struggle.
I think I'm gonna side with Ram. Retract my statement. Side with Ram on this one because in every group of people, whether you're
You have a
talking
bad
about
apple, you have a
Muslims,
good apple.
whether you're talking about Muslims or like white people, black people, there's good apples and there's bad apples. So
Agreed.
it could go either way. I know some really good like black people. I know some really bad black people. I know some really good white people. I know some really bad white people. I know some really good Muslims. I know some really bad Muslims.
I know some. We can go to Pakistanis. I know some really good Pakistanis. I know some really bad Pakistanis. So it goes both ways.
So I would agree with Ram on this one and say that it just really
metaverse,
matters
no,
individually.
So the next question is: the metaverse good for the future or no? I don't think it's good. It detaches you from the world. That's my. I think you gotta be in tune with with your surroundings, with your setting, and virtual reality. Sitting in a computer all day detaches you from that. You gotta go outside, do some hiking, go do some
It could
sightseeing.
possibly be beneficial in some ways, but the amount of I know it's gonna be like take over people's lives and stuff. I
Exactly.
don't think it's good in that.
I don't
sense.
think people are responsible enough to make that balance,
Okay.
especially when that technology becomes a lot better.
What is that? Is AI metaverse
That's what we were
good
just talking
for the
about.
future or not? Okay. I think
What's
it's gonna
your
be-
thoughts on it?
I think it's gonna be good for future, but there's gonna be some guardrails to keep it in track. and it
So
doesn't
how
go
long do you think
sideways.
it's gonna take before like AI is like actually like doing good
Practical,
practical and stuff? Yes.
maybe another 5
But don't you
years?
think
By
that's gonna
2030, I would
detune
assume so.
people from the real world, from nature, from what's going on outside in the physical world?
Well, I think
Not everybody.
I think
Probably
AI
most.
and metaverse would be different. No, like
I think it will be incorporated together.
Yeah, I think it's all one thing.
Why would it
Virtual
not be?
reality and
Why
what
would
do
it
you
not
mean?
be?
Hold on, what do you mean?
like AI.
mean,
AI, I think
You could. I think it will be very plausible to assume that in your virtual reality you could communicate with AI.
Oh yeah. But that's different.
environment.
You're
AI
right.
environment.
But
So
I don't
So
think
yeah,
it's gonna be
virtual
good.
reality AI will mix. I don't see why not. I think it's a
Okay.
match made in heaven.
I don't really care for virtual reality, but I do like AI though. I feel like AI will solve a lot of problems or make a lot of issues easier, or just be beneficial. It'll make your people's life easier.
I think AI is good. I don't think virtual reality. I'm not. I don't know yet, but I think it's gonna be. If it gets to a point where it's so easy, I think people are just gonna get lazy and not want to go out as much, because they're already attached to their screens, their iPads and stuff.
Are doctors good in the sense of actually treating society, or is our government health system and doctor treatment just bullshit? It's actually like 50-50, like
Yeah,
we
it
just
depends on
talked
the
about.
doctor you
Like,
go to.
depends on the doctor. Like, I've met some really good doctors, met some really bad doctors, just like we were talking about good apples and bad apples. Some doctors are just pushing like certain surgeries, certain pills because big pharma is paying them to do that. But that doesn't mean that every doctor is like that. A lot of
But every doctor was like kind of like for the jab.
No, not every doctor.
Well,
not
and
every
most and
bro, I'm not
majority,
talking about. I'm
majority.
not talking about the selected few. I know those selected few. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about them. But when I'm saying every, I mean like your regular hospital. Go to Bentop.
So-
Tell me somebody who's not.
Majority of them were.
Go to the Fort.
Yeah,
go
you're
to
right.
this,
You're
oh,
right.
man.
But a lot of them were forced to because they would have lost their licenses.
Well, this
you
is
know
where
that, right?
I think it's
Well,
their,
I
it's,
think-
I think there's their moral duty to kind of stand to something that they don't fully agree with, and not just for some compensation and kickbacks, but like for their moral reasons. I think they should.
But
definitely
I
for-
think
stand
they
up for
okay.
just
that.
believe in the science. They really just believe in the vaccine.
I think you
If
should.
they- if
I
it
think you
was,
should do
then
your
we
own
wouldn't-
research and then think about what the doctor said. Do your own research and see what the suggestions are, and then do your more research and figure out what you want to do. I told my doctor, hell no, I'm not getting it no matter what you do. I don't care. He said no, it's good. You should. I was
But see,
like,
that's
no,
what I'm saying. It's
I'm
the
not
fact
gonna
that
get
he's
it.
saying is good is what I have a problem
and
with.
I was like, I'm not good. There's no way you're gonna convince me it's good. So we're just gonna have to disagree.
Well, I'd like
agree.
to see what-
I,
I'd like
I
to see
told
what
him
the
do my
doctor
blood
says.
test. Give me my medicine that I want for my COVID and let me go. Simple as that. I'm not gonna
Now,
do
I'd
what
like
you
to
want
see
me to do.
what that doctor would have to say about all the reports about how the
I
jab
wanted to.
wasn't good.
And I
So what's his opinion on
I'm
that?
with you.
And then will he retract his statement? Will he?
But
will
okay,
he apologize to you for offering it to you?
That's a good point. You know how many doctors now have went back on their statements after all this new research about the vaccine. Now
So-
doctors will tell you, half the doctors will tell you, no, don't take it.
Do you think they really just believed in the medicine and believed that this is what is gonna solve the issues at that point?
I think they were paid to believe that.
But okay, you don't really think that someone is actually paying each and every doctor
there were probably
to push
kickbacks.
a certain agenda?
Probably
do you
not.
do you think someone's going around
Look,
with
you
a
don't have
stack
to
of money
listen.
passing it out to
Listen,
doctors?
you don't have to buy every single, you don't have to buy every single person. You just have to buy who those people are working for. You just have to buy them.
Yep.
You don't have to buy every single doctor. You have to buy the person that's managing all those
Yeah,
doctors.
but then every doctor wouldn't just blindly abide by their.
They will,
their-
because
well,
the studies
bro,
and
at the end of
updates
the
they
day,
get.
when it's people's job, when it's
Yeah.
their money on the line, they will always resort to what benefits them. That's just the human nature.
And how do they get their new research? It's from all the people that are pushing that research down, like the bigger doctors.
And bro, did you not know there's all that money kind of flooding to the hospital healthcare system?
How? It's because
with
of this.
with those vaccines and all that.
The research, a lot of doctors are
all
trying
that
to do
money was
research.
flowing through the hospital. Hospital was happily accepting all that. Hey, keep all that
funding
rolling
coming
because
in.
we need more.
Yeah, they were listing
So-
anyone who was dying
so
that had
anybody-
COVID. They were listing as a COVID
Okay,
death
so anybody
and
who
getting money from
participated
it.
in that scam, I got a problem with you. How can you be
Okay,
cool?
but then does that mean
But
that
that's not
every
the same
doctor is
thing.
bad?
mean, you gotta go
you're
to a
trying say-
doctor.
You're trying to say no doctor really genuinely wants to just help and isn't it for the love of medicine?
I think those doctors, they don't
Look,
they don't see the repercussion of for them it's just nonchalant. Oh, it's okay and it's not, but they don't see the repercussion of what it would actually have happened if a certain amount of people took it and then they see those side effects.
Graham, you will find a doctor
because
that you agree with.
they're not trying to compensate them.
You just gotta look hard enough. You will find a doctor that
So
you
for
agree
somebody that is nonchalant, it could be a big deal for the patient. So that's a big point
to
here.
simplify the answer, I feel like a minority of the doctors are genuinely good people and doctors ethically and morally, and majority of them just want to like push bullshit.
And they're the,
Yeah.
by the way, the good ones are the one that spoke against it. And
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
that, you got to give them a salute because
Right,
they're the one that didn't
absolutely.
care about the being
Shout out to them.
censorship. They didn't care about censorship. They didn't care about them getting fired or them getting, backhanded,
Blacklisted or
so
whatever.
blacklisted, whatever, so
All right.
those are
The
the ones
next
that are
question
shining.
is.
I got to go, guys. So let's
Okay,
try to wrap it up.
two more questions. Are unpaid breaks at work valid, or is it manageable for employees, or they're just being sensitive? Well, the reason they do unpaid breaks is because stupid people sue the companies, and it's a liability for that. So now they're forced to do these breaks. It's the law. If you don't abide by the law, you're just gonna get more fines.
That's right.
Is it good to do it? No. Yeah, they're just being sensitive, but there's not much you
Me
can do.
generally,
in that
I
case.
don't like anything that the government
Makes you
mandates
do.
or makes you do. So, if there's anything that's stemming from that kind of a thought process, then I'm already like by defecto against.
But
it.
you got to realize.
I do agree with the regulations on the road,
Yeah.
all that, the safety regulations. I'm all for that. That's why I'm a little torn on that because I do want some regulations, but I don't want it that it's encroaching upon your every aspect of your life. I think it should be limited to the safety.
But they're not
of the
talking about
roadways.
regulations. They're just talking about work breaks.
Well, ultimately, it's a government mandate, right?
No.
No,
Well,
not
it's a
really,
law.
is it?
It's a Texas law. It's a Texas law. Every state
Okay, so
has their
Texas is
own.
the government, right?
So
Yes,
Texas
but-
has a law where the breaks have to be unpaid.
Yeah, every in an 8-hour shift, you have to take a 30-minute.
You have
No,
to take
the-
a break,
the
but we're
break
talking
is
about
mandated.
unpaid.
It's unpaid. You go out. You clock out.
Yeah, some people probably pay you for it though.
Some people
I
probably
think
pay
it's
for
only
it.
mandated that you have to get
Yes.
a break.
Yes.
But if that break is paid or
They're not required
paid,
to pay you.
they're not required to pay
So
you.
if they're
but
not required, they're probably not gonna pay you, right?
I feel like the break should be paid for.
So
Yeah.
in essence, break is kind of like, hey, like you don't have to work for 30 minutes. Just come back when you're ready to work again.
Yeah. Pretty
Like a
much.
lunch break. Let's say
So I think that's bullshit. I think you should be paid for your break because you're on the company time. You work. You got you need a little break, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It's not gonna hurt the company's bottom line.
It shouldn't hurt the
if-
break.
if anything,
It
I
should
feel
make
like
you
If it's hurting
better.
company's bottom line, then that's a bad company to be working for anyway.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna go out of business.
I feel like if it is, I feel like okay. What was the fuck?
I think it's okay for a company.
You guys know.
I used
it used
to
to
give
be at the
breaks to my
discretion.
employees
Look,
if they want to take breaks.
this-
That's okay.
okay, look,
It's
this
not
used to
like,
be at
hey,
the dis-
I'm not gonna pay you for
this
that
used to
hour.
be at the discretion of the employer. That if you want to give breaks, cool, you give breaks, right? But the reason it got mandated is because of people suing the companies.
because they weren't getting break. They were getting.
They weren't
worked
getting,
with
and that was millions of dollars. So now you got to the only way to avoid those $1 million liability is to make mandate.
So that's okay.
Make
So
a
the
law.
option to take the break should be there, but you can't like force the employers to pay for it either. So
Yeah.
I see
Yeah,
that.
I
that's
see
why
that.
it's there.
They shouldn't be required to pay for it, but if a business is thriving, they should have no problem paying
You
someone
should
for
just
30
find-
minutes.
You should
I
just find a
agree.
different company to work for that will give you that benefit and that perk. So then. that
Yeah,
shouldn't
but
be an issue.
if the employee is taking advantage of that 30-minute break or something, fire that motherfucker.
But it's only 30 minutes every 8 hours. I mean, come on, that's pretty reasonable in my eyes.
I
but
think that's reasonable. Depending on
Alright.
the work too, bro. Some people
yeah.
are just like.
Well, that's exactly.
bending
If they're
away at a
standing
hammer.
there and not doing nothing,
Some
bro, you're
people are
taking a
just
break the whole
throwing
time.
hammers all
You don't
day.
need a break.
Okay, now she said, thank you guys for the answers. Will y'all do more Q&A segments in the future? Yes,
Yeah,
of
course.
course.
Of course. We
As long
encourage
as you're
that.
giving the
We
questions.
encourage it.
And our light just died, so that's a signal for us to sign out
All right,
for
so
today.
guys, this was a good stream. Can we get some W streams in the chat?
All right.
All right, guys.
Okay, so follow
Punch
us
it out.
on Spotify, on Apple, and soon on YouTube. Everywhere it's gonna be 3-piece combo, and the slogan is "and sauce." So 3-piece combo and sauce.
All right, guys. Punching out.
Punch it
Peace.
All right.
Bye.